want things to be cool and normal again.
Yeah, this is it right here.
Look, don't worry about anything they told you. Remember what she said about winter and what the cold do. Everything's a season, there's some things you gotta go through. You gonna lose some friends, but those circles are better than the old ones. Should be a crime to be this fly and awesome. And to think
Hope
that
Hannibal
love
and
is
Monty
something
enjoy
cold.
the AdSense they're getting from this.
Deroy Cruz here, your life applications officer.
Number one, anyone that's been watching my channel knows that I'm not black conscious. Neither do I, baby, spoil or agree with black people. Black people.
I'm so hoarse. Just wanna thank you, Lord, that I can breathe today. Oh, I can breathe. Deroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
Deroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
That's another dumb thing that black people jump. That's another dumb thing that black people jump. Deroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
Deroy Cruz.
Black.
Next to every good black person is a fuck. I just wanna thank you, Lord, that I can breathe today. Yes, I can hear because of all you've done in me. Now that's just a piece of the song.
Look here, you stepped into Dragnuts territory. I'm the mob, nigga.
Deroy Cruz.
I'm the mob, nigga.
Deroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
I'm superior than a lot of blacks because I follow the right culture. Deroy Cruz.
I'm the mob, nigga.
Deroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
You know, I've seen these atheists act like a bunch of fags. Deroy Cruz.
I'm the mob, nigga.
Deroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
A woman flashing her beauty. That's like walking in a room with dog treats. Like, why are you bringing those in here? Are you trying to tease me with treats, or what are you doing? And even clean. I think women are naive.
I love Jesse Lee Peterson. I think he's got a great mind.
Oh, you done.
Need to watch your mouth. Need to watch your goddamn mouth.
Me.
And I'm thinking, brothers, sisters, somebody know this lady. Come get your dog. Like, call off your dog, man. Get her out of here, you know. Deroy Cruz, your life applications officer, signing off. Give me something, and I'll write a video about it. God bless you. Good.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and in this video, I'll be talking with you about how to break out of the victim mindset. I'll be giving you 5 ways to recognize whether you have this mindset and 5 solutions to break out of this mindset. And why is this even important? Because setbacks and disappointments and hurts, they're all part of the uncertainty of life. How you respond to these setbacks determines how satisfied you are or will be with your life. You can't control your circumstances, but you can control your response to them. So, how do you know if you're wallowing in victimization? Here's 5 ways to recognize it. Number 1, most things have a negative tone to them. You can even get to the point where you feel like life just isn't even on your side, or you've been dealt a really bad set of cards. Number 2, you ask yourself why a lot. Why does everything in my life have to be hard? Why can't people just leave me alone? Why don't people understand me? Number 3, you mull over things a lot. The psychological term for this is ruminate. Picture a cow chewing cud for hours. This is what can go on in your head when you're thinking about your life. The script just runs over and over, and nothing seems to work out for you. I never seem to get fill in the blank. Why bother? Because I always fill in the blank. Number 4, you don't think very highly of yourself. You are your own worst critic. You feel like damaged goods, which means you don't deserve very good things. Number 5, your first emotion is anger, and you're often resentful of other people's gains. An example of this may be you resent the fact that your best friend got a $7,000 bonus at work. She already has nice things. Why is she always the one who gets these things? These things never seem to happen to you. Do any of these sound familiar to you? Sometimes you can slip into the victim mindset only in certain areas of your life. It can be subtle but persuasive enough to hold you back or even lower your self-esteem. Here are 5 solutions to break out of this way of thinking. Number 1, build confidence by creating small, achievable goals. Think of this as like starting with one of those huge, large 100-piece baby puzzles and then moving up to the 1,000-piece mega puzzle. If you're convinced that good things never happen to you, you have to retrain your mind to see that you can win at something, even if it's something small. Then you have to give yourself time to reflect or ruminate on these small accomplishments with the intention on moving on to even bigger accomplishments. Number 2, turn your attention to giving to others. Victimization breeds neediness, and the more needy you are, the more opportunity you have to be disappointed when your needs aren't met. So adopt the approach of getting by giving first. Meeting someone else's needs allows you to rise above the victim mode and by being someone's hero. The satisfaction that you can get from loving or showing love to others gives you a reason to love yourself. And when you love yourself, you build a hedge of protection around yourself to guard against future hurts. Number 3, make a gratitude list. You've probably heard this before, but when you're in victim mode, you focus more on what you don't have and you lose sight of the things that you do have. So you change your perspective by spending more time counting your blessings when you write these things down. And you can remind yourself of these things later when you slip back into feeling sorry for yourself. So you actually have them that you can pull them out from a piece of paper and read them. Number 4, get closure on your past hurts. And this may involve forgiving someone. It may involve forgiving yourself. If you blame yourself for continuing to make the same mistakes over and over or trusting the same wrong person, you need to do the following. You need to understand what draws you to these bad decisions in the first place, and this will take some work. You may need the help of a therapist or a counselor or even a good friend who knows you very well. But once you have a good handle on your pattern, you press the reset button and you trust that you can move on to better decisions in the future. Number 5, take ownership of your decisions. No one can make you feel a certain way without you allowing it. And if you're around people who make you feel bad, maybe because they're critical of you, then you've got to limit your contact with them because they're not helping you. And sometimes you don't have the option of never seeing them because it's a family member, maybe a parent. In that case, you have to set an emotional distance between you and that person to protect yourself from always being hurt by them. So don't let past hurts define you. Identify how you may be wallowing in victim mode so that you can put it behind you. You have the power to rid yourself of the victim persona, but it will be a daily, ongoing process that requires a lot of effort. But it does become easier the more you rid yourself of that victim mindset. Here's a challenge for you. Identify a way that you're wallowing in victim mode. And here's 2 ways you can start with this. Do you have a why bother mindset about because you failed at something so many times? Or are people always having to give you a pep talk? If so, choose one of the 5 solutions and apply it to your situation and implement it. And I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment and let me know how this worked for you. Thanks for watching.
Good Good ass advice, folks. What's going on? So I figured it'd be a little educational today, and actually reference what a real victim mentality is about, rather than me flippantly throwing that phrase around. So here's professional, where I think some of those points kind of do apply to Deroy. Some, not others, but that's just me. It's my opinion. I guess I need to qualify before I even get into a video that I am not a trained professional. Take everything what I say with a grain of salt, and you should always be cognizant of your own mental health. And yeah, I'm just a motherfucker on the internet, folks. Anyway, I have to apologize for his terrible audio quality because he doesn't listen nor watch his own videos and couldn't tell that the audio quality is fucking terrible. That when you take a phone and you play sound from the phone that emits from the side of a phone that has a receiver on one of the other sides of the phone, and you put it on a hard surface, the sound goes to the hard surface it's on and bounces up. That's how sound works. Okay? Alright. This newfangled technology. Can't figure out how it works. Anyway, I probably have to do like a 2 part to this one, because I didn't actually sit through this entire thing. I think I listened to probably half of it, actually. And then I found something better to do. But this one's interesting. This one is really interesting because this is the boxing perspective, and I don't know what the naming scheme is. There's probably some reference to some old movie, I don't know. But this is the final goodbye again. Now, I probably don't have to tell you why the title's a bit ironic, but I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. Deroy's not used to having people actually disagree with him. He's not actually used to, and when I say that, let me qualify that. Deroy's used to having people disagree with him. He's used to being able to offer canned responses, and I you know what the fuck that is. Deroy is used to certain things being said to him when he says certain things. I don't give him the typical responses that he gets in real life. He doesn't know how to handle it. That's my opinion. That is strictly my opinion. Strictly my opinion. And I say that based on some weird presumptions Deroy makes about me and my character. Now, he can make his own assessment. He's free to do that. Have fun. I enjoy that. But there are certain things that he says about me that are absolutely wrong. And, Ron. And I would like to address it. And to be fair, there are things that I say about him that he should address. Because I'm pretty sure I can get a lot of it wrong. But that's fine. That was kind of the purpose of me getting to know him, so I could understand this odd mentality that he has. This weird complacency. And I think that's a good way to kind of describe Deroy. He's complacent. He doesn't actually understand topics. He has a maybe, I can't even use that word, when he makes some type of assessment about some type of area or field of study, doesn't matter what it is. It's something that he's overheard from being around other people, but not actually taking the time to sit down and study. Now, I think that he has sat down and read the Bible plenty of times. I don't doubt that at all. Has he looked into any hermeneutics to try and understand the actual exegetical meanings of what's in the text? Hell no. I don't think he's read a biblical concordance in his life. That's just me. I could be wrong about that. I might be wrong about that. Do I think he's gone to the Greek and Hebrew? No. I think he's done the bare minimum of what he needs to feel secure in his understanding. Because if he came up with it, it's obviously right. He's not interested in fact-checking himself or anything that he says. He's just lazy. That's my overall assessment of Deroy. That has little to do with his character, but just more, I guess, with his professional habits and behaviors when it comes to discussing topics or having an opinion that's substantive and not just any old opinion about any old topic from watching a YouTube video or something stupid like that. So anyway, let's get into it. Hammer time.
Remember that? Well, folks, Deroy Cruz, your life applications officer. Thank you for watching. Getting to another goodbye to Mr.
Climax of a particular episode of Law and Order SVU, where we went and found it. We went and found the very part that he referenced and fact checked it.
Okay, y'all are not going to be able to hear anything that I'm... If you can actually hear what I'm saying, then, like, badass. Like, there's... I can't hear myself. So this is what I was talking about, where he's on a hard surface playing audio, and then the audio is being captured from the sound that's emitting from the actual device itself. That's why it sounds so muffled like that.
Now, I referenced that in the episode of Handball Money Shit Show. And I'm repeating the same thing I said there. I showed that he was a bit inaccurate with his depiction. Quite a bit inaccurate. Somehow, he actually changed the ending of the episode. The lesbian wife got a free kid. It's not very advantageous for him. You're qualified to get me to come to your show or someone else's show that you will show up for and make me explain myself, because you're not a judge, you're not a lawyer, you're not a police officer. I don't owe you to explain myself to you. Okay? I owe you to make more videos, and you can either take it or leave it. Okay?
So Matt Albrecht says, Dragnet, how does he not understand that you want him to keep making videos for ours and your entertainment? Why you gotta spoil the fun, Matt? Why you gotta spoil the fucking fun? Huh? Why you gotta spoil it? No, that's a good point. Matt, it should be obvious. I've overtly stated this to him, the G-Man, and I think in a recent video, the one that he did, I think like last night, he ends up, I think he actually says it in this video too, but he says it last night in the other video he uploaded, that I want him to stop talking. When have I ever said anything like that? When have you ever heard me say anything about him not making videos or not preaching the gospel? You've never heard me say that. But this is what I talk about when I say Deroy has all these presumptions about my motives and my character that he knows he has no evidence for. He saw something from some random atheist on the internet 5 years ago, and that obviously applies to me because he has no interest in actually understanding what I'm saying and the positions that I have. He doesn't. He's lazy. And Deroy can be mad as you want to, but you are lazy. You're complacent. That's why you don't learn shit. That's why you're upset about a hypothetical conversation where people are changing the definitions of things. It could be possible, and I'm just spitballing here, Deroy, that you don't understand things as well as you think you do, and that the people you talk to may just understand it slightly more than you, and that what you actually have is a misunderstanding of whatever the topic is, the context, a little bit of nuance. Just possibly. I'm just spitballing. I could be absolutely, no, I don't think I'm wrong about that. I actually think I'm wrong. But no, I enjoy listening to you talk about things that you think you know about because it's fucking hilarious to me. It is enjoyable. Hilarious, sir. Hilarious. Zulu.
Before we get to the nastiest part, please take note that this is him responding to my video of me responding to his video.
It's video inception.
Which he rushes home from college every day. Okay, and before he can...
So here's where he starts with the bullshit. I'd mentioned this, I think yesterday, that it doesn't take a genius to figure out when I stream. It doesn't take a genius. Right now it's 8 a.m. I don't know too many classes that let out before... Alright, actually no, I did this one at 9. Usually it's 8:30. It's 8:30 in the morning. I don't know too many classes in college that start earlier that let out with time enough for you to get home at 8:30 in the morning. But again, it's not anything incredibly crazy or new, but you know, maybe he just doesn't pay attention. It's not rocket surgery, exactly. It's not rocket surgery. But my God, man, come on. But what's interesting is that, you know what, maybe he presumes you stole $3,000? Emailed you a video you have to watch. I will check it out after the stream. This is like, he just makes shit up. Like maybe he's just being facetious. Excuse me. He's being facetious. He's being facetious. I'm gonna chalk that up to him being facetious.
Lay down with his wife or do anything with his wife, he has to check his YouTube first to see if Deroy Cruz made any videos.
I'm not sure. I have YouTube on my phone.
If Deroy Cruz supposedly, if Deroy Cruz mentions his name first of all, then he gets this feeling of ecstasy, like it's like you can see it on his face. It's like, he has that smile on his face. But if Deroy Cruz doesn't mention his name, but he's talking about the thing he's been talking for since 2015, 2014, 2013. Matter of fact, started YouTube in 2013. I've been talking like this in 2013. But if Deroy does not mention his name, then he gets mad. And if he doesn't say anything relating to past videos, he'll claim that he got to
figure it out. Go ahead, make it up, Deroy. Make it up. Come on.
What I really mean to be talking about, what Deroy really means to be talking about is him. He thinks that...
Get all your thoughts together. Take your time.
My videos are all about him. It doesn't matter what kind of video I do. If I turn off the screen recorder and just do a freestyle video, now the videos where I like talk about things that he's not interested in, like Donald Trump and stuff like that, he won't watch them videos. But if I talk about atheism, he'll watch that video. If I talk about anybody that does criminal activity, I call it, that's my phrase, criminal activity on YouTube or whatever, he automatically thinks it's all about him. Like, he's the only one that does what he does. He's the only one that can tick anybody off. He's the only one that bothers me. He's the only one that bothers, what's his name? What's the guy's name?
I'm the only one
G-Man. He's the only one that bothers G-Man. He's the only one that...
Now, I don't have to tell y'all how, and I am actually going to speed this up. Thank you for reminding me. So I am the only person who makes videos towards G-Man. I don't know where Deroy has been. I don't know if Deroy's actually clicked on G-Man's videos where he's clearly making a response video to something someone else said about him. That's never been true. The entire time G-Man has been on YouTube, he's been getting into it with people. I've been the only person who's been able to actually get under his skin. Yeah, I win that fucking prize. I win that. That's me. That's all me. But, like, that's just demonstrably false. Again, anybody can click on G-Man's fucking videos on his main channel and see him clearly responding to people. But at no point do I think that I'm the only person who gets on here and makes responses to shit to people. Deroy. You get on here, because I remember this video you uploaded when you were talking about what motivated you for making a channel. You saw atheists engaging Christians in their comment section under their videos. And so you wanted to then start making videos towards Arn Raw and Matt Dillahunty, and I've actually reviewed those videos. So it's okay for you to get on the internet and express your opinion and make responses to the atheist experience, but it's not okay for me to make response videos to the stuff that you put on the internet. How does that work exactly? This is what I talk about. This is what I talk about, where you want to have your opinion. You want to have whatever commentary that you put out there about whatever group of people, whether it be women. I don't have to be a women's to have a commentary about women's, okay? I don't have to be a feminist to have an opinion about the shit that you say about women. I don't. The fact that Deroy Cruz gets his old decrepit ass on the internet and has an opinion gives me the right to get on the internet and have an opinion. There isn't a line in the sand, Deroy, that I don't know where you come up with some of these weird standards, but that's a part of the problem. The stuff that you complain about is people making response videos to you, but that's what you do, Deroy. Should we go to your own videos, Deroy? Just for shits and giggles, man. Let's go to let's see if you have a video responding to criticizing, let's say, Matt Dillahunty. Let me see. Let me type in that. Let's see here. Matt Dillahunty is right about one thing. Okay. That's about Matt Dillahunty. Oh, this is Matt Dillahunty and Cliff Kneckle. I don't know how you say that guy's name. That's interesting. Why would you have videos, this video about Jacqueline Glenn? So you mean to tell me, Deroy, that you have videos about other people? Atheists? You mean to tell me that you do that? Well, so what are you complaining about exactly? I don't understand where you're complaining. Oh, I think I know what it is. Deroy should be able to say and do as he wants with impunity. That means no one say anything or do anything to you. That's what that word means. and everybody else needs to kind of back just a bit. When it comes to criticizing the person who criticized, my bad, I didn't realize that was a standard that we were all supposed to abide by. You're going to have to forgive me. I'm new to this.
Bothers any Christians on YouTube. He's the only one. No Christian has a problem with any other Christian or any other atheist but him. It's really sicko. It really is.
It is, isn't it? That people do exactly what you do.
I really don't see where my videos, even the most stupidest or dumbest things I've ever said.
It's a lot.
I don't see where that targets me.
So, it doesn't matter in Deroy's mind how stupid, how dumb, how wrong, whatever, of a video he makes. He doesn't think that should allow people to go after him and his positions. Well, that's interesting, Deroy. Somebody told me something ages ago, and it's very true. If you don't want people to criticize the opinions that you express, then you should keep them in your head. And this was years ago. This wasn't even relegated to the internet. This was just in general. If your opinions and views are so sacrosanct, that means, holy, special, if no one can touch them, no one should touch them, no one should say anything to Deroy Cruz, then here's a bit of advice. Deroy Cruz should just probably shut the fuck up. I'm just going to be honest with you. If you think that you are so goddamn special, that you are so fucking unique, that the opinions that you express are greater than gold, then you should not express them out in public. The fact that you get on and again, I'm going to have to repeat this because I made a whole video about this. This is a social media platform. If you did not want other people to hear your fucking opinions, why would you upload them publicly where people can view them and hear them? That makes no sense to me. If I don't want people to criticize me because I feed my wife cheddar biscuits and lobster bisque. Well, no, not I eat the lobster bisque. But if I didn't want people to criticize that, why would I upload that to the internet so people could see and hear that? Does that make sense to you? Because that makes sense to me. If I don't want to open that door for people to say anything, why would I open the door in the first place? But I think that maybe this is just kind of one of these boomer moments where you don't realize how the internet works, which it's interesting because presumably you would understand that people would interact with you if you upload content publicly to a platform where people interact with videos and content specifically. Like I don't get that. You have this expectation that people aren't supposed to do exactly what you do on this platform. That it's mind-blowing, but not that strange. Not that strange. Because there are other people with this weird mentality that your opinions that you fart out of your ass are so goddamn special that nobody can say anything about them. I don't have that opinion about myself and my opinions. I don't think so. I think the second that I express an opinion, somebody should be able to say, you know what, I think that's fucking wrong. And here's why. Okay, cool. Let's hear it. You should be happy that people actually took the time to consider whatever the hell you're saying, because that you get the attention you want. And you can't say you don't want the attention. You wouldn't have uploaded it in the first place. Everybody who uploads a video wants attention to some degree.
Because there are others.
There are other people. Cool. And
as you can see here, he really he'll get himself into this pickle.
I'm in a pickle?
He wants so bad to have these verbal episodes. He wants so bad. It's like it's like his number one fantasy. It's his number one thing in life to find a target that he thinks is an easy target. And
have you met
constantly
G-Man?
Get us to stop what we are talking about and what we are doing and concentrate on him and going back and forth with him.
So, evidently, in order to talk to someone on the internet, you have to stop everything else in your life. Folks, this is news to me. I didn't know that in order for me to sit down and have a conversation with people, I had to stop doing everything else. I didn't realize that. This is new. I could have sworn that when I was talking to Von Helton last night that I had other stuff up in the other screen that I was looking at the same time. This is crazy concept of multitasking that I guess he hasn't figured out yet. But that's really weird. It's almost like you don't know what like time management is. I don't know how to respond to this. At no point in time did I ever say I want him to stop what he was doing. I want him to make more content. It's fucking hilarious. But if which is again strange, I have a sit down chat with Neil 504 Atheist later today, but all I need to do is clear my schedule for that time period. It's not stopping me from making this video, which is strange. It's strange, Deroy. I can do a video that I want to do and also talk to somebody in the same day. It's this crazy concept. Maybe you should try it sometime. Like, are you serious? Are you that slow that you can't manage your own time? Like, I don't understand how to parse what you just said because it just sounds fucking stupid. Your complaint is either that I want you to stop making videos or I have some ulterior motive to ultimately stop you from doing videos that you want to do. As if you can't upload videos and then upload or participate in conversations. You can't do both of them. Again, really strange because that's exactly what I'm going to do today. But okay.
Okay? And he's sitting here arguing with a video that's already recorded. And he's like really getting personal with me. Like, yeah, Deroy, whatever, Deroy, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we're really arguing face to face. Like, we're really up in each other's face. I mean, I've had these arguments with people in real time. Of course, I ended up in a fight. You know, somebody went swinging. But I mean, or, you know, it ended up in a food fight or something. If it, you know, if it was a woman, you know what I mean? She threw something or threw a shoe or something, you know, threw hot coffee on you or whatever, you know. If it was a guy, he freedom.
What would be the dumbest thing Deroy has said? The president of Europe, the phallic hand, prosthetic, or his endless Job Corps stories? Poor little Deroy.
Did I sit here and talk that entire time and I was muted? Why do I keep hitting that fucking button? I don't think that Deroy understands that his issue has little to do with the fact that, like, I don't even know. I don't even know. Because my mother's been doing human resources for well over 20 years. And she's older than him. And this cat, for whatever reason, has all this fucking violence in his life. There's some people throwing hot coffee on him, getting in a fist fight with him. Like, I don't understand why it's always some sort of violence. Yes, I know there's no... Okay, I fixed it. There we go. So, Deroy, I would love an explanation as to why people are always so violent to you. I think personally that you don't know how to de-escalate situations, and I think that you say whatever it is that comes to your mind and you have no filter. Because when I talk to people, even though I'm a big dude, and this probably has something to do, maybe a little bit to do with the fact that I am a bigger dude, that I don't have people just randomly willing to commit acts of violence against me, but I understand how to de-escalate situations, and I don't think that you do that. I don't think that you're actually invested in trying to de-escalate situations that I think that you antagonize. Because I've seen some of the stuff. Some of the weird sort of out of just tangential things that you like to bring up, just in our brief exchange while you were live on Facebook, where I would mention something fairly innocuous as, hey, wouldn't you want to talk to people you disagree with in order to better understand like where they're coming from? And then you go on a fucking tangent about how the gays are corrupting society. That has, one, nothing to do with what I fucking said, and two, that's fucking inflammatory. Like that's them some fighting words, but like I like, gays don't need me to defend them, but I know what I just heard was fucking wrong, so I can address it. Like I don't understand that you don't understand that the way that you communicate with people is not effective, and it helps to only fan the flames.
He tried to put you on, bounce you off the wall, put you on the wall. But I've had arguments like this. I've never ever seen anybody with this kind of sickness, this kind of obsession, do this on YouTube. Take a video of somebody, yeah, right, yeah, I bet, yeah, right, okay, yeah.
You must be listening to Rev and Shanny, Mr. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better to just listen to the video and have a piece of paper in front of you of the different things within the video that you want to highlight and talk about? That's what I would do.
Okay, so here's a difference between you and me. I have more than 6 brain cells, so I can listen to what you say in real time and respond to it. Now, I understand where you're at in your assessment of other people's arguments and stuff. We've heard you try to tackle arguments. I actually used to do that back before I wasn't used to being able to do monologues. I used to have a video that I would watch, and I'd watch it 2 or 3 times, and I'd have like a, I don't know, fucking piece of mail or something like that, and I would have bits and pieces of like bullet points, more or less. I would have bullet points of things that I wanted to say, but it's better, rather than me trying to repeat your argument, to let you say whatever your argument or your point or your statement is, and then I respond to it as you say it. And so if I'm going, yeah, okay, you know what? That's my internal dialogue going, yeah, and I'm just doing that to be funny. That's not my criticism. That's just me going, okay, whatever. But you're not actually focusing on my legit criticism, because I spend a good 5 minutes, probably not that, maybe 2.5 minutes at the beginning of each video kind of explaining a little bit of my problem with what you said, because I kind of have an idea already. And you skip over that and just, yeah. If that's what you take away from my videos, then Deroy, as I said in my other video, the problem is you. The problem is Deroy Cruz not understanding shit. The problem is Deroy Cruz not having enough knowledge to speak on a topic. The problem is Deroy Cruz and his comprehension. It might be at some point in time, Deroy Cruz has to look in the mirror and realize that he may not know what the fuck he's talking about. And that he's so insecure, possibly, maybe, I don't know, that he can't go, look, you said X, Y, and Z, drag not Sylvie ass. I'm going to need you to explain that. My understanding is this. How about you make a video about that and I'll respond to it in length. I have no problem doing that. In fact, it would behoove you to actually do that. And I have no problem giving you content at all. In fact, you make a fucking list of topics you want me to speak on, and I'll make separate videos about them, just so you can do what you're doing now, hopefully with better audio quality. Hopefully.
Argue with your recorded social media clip.
Oh, so yeah, let me tackle. So your issue, Deroy, and let me draw this out for you. Okay, there's two options on how I can tackle your nonsense that comes from your mouth. You can either be present and have a fucking conversation, or I have what you've already posted on the internet. Those are the only two ways that I have access to the things that you say, Deroy. You've already said that you don't want to have a conversation. So my only other option is to use the videos that you post publicly. That's how I fucking found out about your views in the first place, Deroy. Now, is there a third fucking option that you think that I have access to? Because I'm not aware of it. I don't have psychic abilities just to go, man, what's going on in Pittsburgh? Let me find Deroy. Let me fucking Professor X from the X-Men and read his goddamn mind. How else am I supposed to have access to your shit, Deroy? I really need you to sit down and think about the shit that comes out of your mouth just for 2 seconds. For 2 seconds. What you said made no goddamn sense. I'm addressing you in the video because you are the topic, you are the person that I am addressing with the things in the mouth and the talking and the words. That's kind of how this works. That's how people can see this, because you're in the box and I'm in this box and I'm talking to your box, because that's how I address things in the box. Is there some other technique that you're going to explain to me in order to tackle the stupid shit that you say? Please let me know, Deroy. Let me know. I want to learn.
You know what I'm saying? I listen to it and then I pause it and I say, this is what's going on. But this guy is so emotional about me and some other people he mentioned, G-Man being one of them. Okay? He's so emotional about us. He's so obsessed with us.
Obsessed.
That, oh my God. Oh my God. That's all I can say is, oh my God. Let's get to the ignorant part.
Yes, turn up the volume, because that's definitely going to help.
The impression that I have about you and other people is a certain rating of the whole goddamn population of American citizens, Mr. Drag.
Okay, so that's called, that Deroy, just so we're clear, that's called generalizing. If you don't understand why you shouldn't generalize, folks, let me break it down. The victimhood that you feel about how white people treat you as a part of being a part of them black folks, that's where that mentality comes from, because they generalize all black people and they think the shit applies to you from the stereotypes that they have. That same mindset is what I'm referring to. If you could not catch that from what I was talking about, let me be very explicit with you, Deroy. The problems that you have with white racists is the same mentality that you have. What part is confusing, Deroy? What part of that are you struggling with that you somehow could not have figured out in the last 30 years? That's what's crazy to me and everyone else who sees the parallels between the shit that you say and which is interesting. You do actually see it. The problem that you had with the video, the music video that Hannibal and Monty made, is that it makes you seem like one of those people. Well, guess what, Deroy? You are one of those people. I hate to break that shit to you, man. That's what I'm addressing here, albeit poorly with the audio, but you don't get that. You don't actually understand that because, well, I guess you need to bleach your skin to get that. No, Deroy. No. Here's something for you to go Google in your free time in between walking back and forth and harassing people at your job. Go Google internalized racism. Internal, as in inside yourself, internalized racism. Go Google that. Go look that up. Go do something. It's called reading. It's what motherfuckers do when they want to learn. How about that? If you have such a hard time figuring out what the hell I was talking about, go look that shit up. Because you express some of the same stuff that white racists talk about. I don't view you any different because y'all express the same notions. You don't have a right to complain about them because y'all think the same. Y'all have the same mentality. Other than, what's different? Oh, I'm one of the good ones. I'm not like other blacks. Okay. Outside of that distinction, y'all believe the same shit. So I don't even see why you complain when they throw your ass in the category. They're generalizing just like you are. What's the problem? You love that. You're endorsing it here. I don't get it. Help me understand, Deroy.
Just because they're not on YouTube, that does not mean they approve of your behavior. That does not mean that they approve of what you stand for. The number against homosexuality is higher than the number that's okay with it. The number of people that don't agree with atheism is higher than the number that's okay with it. The number of people who use YouTube as a way of getting to other people and using Facebook as a way to get even with their neighbors or whatever is very small compared to the mass of people on YouTube or the mass of people on Facebook. It's very small. So
okay, so to help me illustrate something real quick, let me play something for Deroy, because when I try to explain shit to him, it seems not to go through. So maybe having video assistance, if I have a video playing, maybe Deroy will learn something. I doubt it, but we'll see.
In the Western world, we decide things by voting, right? So it follows that if the majority believes something, it's true, right? We decided democratically that it's true, right? No, of course not. Reality doesn't care about democracy, and the popularity of a belief can neither affect nor be considered a reliable measure of its veracity. Yes, it's possible that a lot of people believe something because they have good reasons to accept it as true, but we all know that a lot of people believe a lot of things that aren't, and for very bad reasons. We all know of examples from history when even most people believed something that most of us today would agree was false. The Earth is neither flat nor at the center of the universe, nor just a few thousand years old, yet these beliefs have all been held by so many that if the popularity of a belief mattered, then they would all be true. The fallacy of appealing to the popularity of a belief is called argumentum ad populum. Basically, X is true because a lot of people say so. We've all heard this plenty of times, I'm sure, as well as variations like, but there has to be something to it if that many people believe it, and all those people can't be wrong, can they? Yes, they can. And this becomes obvious if we just ask, how many have to believe something in order for it to be true? If one of them stops believing it, will it stop being true? If one belief is really popular, but is overtaken by another one that contradicts it, will reality change accordingly? If Christianity is true, simply because it's the world's most popular religion, then clearly Islam is false. But Islam is growing in popularity, and it looks like it will overtake Christianity in the not-so-distant future. Will it magically become true then? If not, then how does the current popularity of Christianity say anything about whether it's true or not? And does it matter who believes it? If you grew up in the American South, chances are you're a creationist because everyone else is. It's just that everyone isn't actually everyone. It's just most of the vocal people in that area. And they are just a minority of all Christians, who in turn are a minority of all humans. This gets even funnier when the creationists reject Catholics as true Christians because then Christianity is already dwarfed by Islam. If we reject other non-fundamentalists as well, then Hindus and the non-religious outnumber the so-called true Christians as well. I could go on, but I think I've made my point. The popularity of a belief says nothing about whether it's true or not.
Alright. So, hopefully that bit of visual aid will help Deroy understand why, like, the point that he's making is fucking stupid and fallacious. A fact doesn't change based on how many people believe it. So just to illustrate this even further, because I know Deroy didn't understand what he just heard. There's a proposition, Deroy. This is basic philosophy 101. Here we go. You're going to learn something today. Here's a proposition. There are squirrels fucking outside my window. That proposition is either true or false. Now, I can do a straw poll right now and pull it up on my stream so you can see people voting on whether or not there are squirrels fucking outside my window. If people say yes, the majority of people in my chat say yes, does that mean that there are squirrels outside of my window fucking? No. No, that doesn't change reality because there are no squirrels fucking outside of my window currently. There usually are. So, Deroy, you making this point about what people believe and how many people believe it has no bearing on reality.
You are a minority. Okay? The sooner you understand that, the better. But even if you weren't, okay? I mean, you're not a minority as far as people that hate Christians and talk nasty things about Christians, but as far as what you're doing, your setup here, this little YouTube drama.
So, Deroy, please provide me an instance where I said I hate Christians. Take your time.
Campaign you got going on. You know, this obsession you got going on with you know, certain targeted Christians or certain targeted people of other things, whatever. Okay? You are a minority in that field. And mind you, it is not something that you learned in college. It is not something that...
So I didn't know that all of the things that I do in my life and that all the things that motivate me solely come from college. I didn't realize that my entire life operated by what I could gain from a higher education. I could have sworn that my decisions and who I am as a person are motivated by a variety of experiences, including education. That's interesting. So in that case, so someone like you who doesn't actually possess much of any formal education, you are then motivated by different things. So what I'm personally motivated by and motivated to do on YouTube is supposed to be solely based on higher education, but Deroy Cruz, Life Application Officer, is motivated by something entirely different and is held to a different standard. That's really strange, Deroy.
That you were encouraged to do by other atheists. Well, I take that back. Because you're not
just making shit up.
That does it. And if
you just see, like, he had to catch himself. You had to catch yourself, Deroy. You were just making shit up now. You had to, like, I think that's a funny point. Well, hold on, how about you actually take time to find evidence for the things that you say before you just start having diarrhea at the mouth? Because you have this really bad habit of just saying shit. And then you get mad when I check you. You get mad when I come back and go, here we go. Deroy saying something fucking stupid and wrong again. Here's a pro tip, Deroy. Say less wrong things and I have less to say about you. Pro tip, man. Just telling you.
Look, at the YouTube community, you'll find out that it is atheists that have the most drama, you know, that have the most drama on YouTube.
You must not know anything about the makeup community.
Atheists fighting with other atheists, atheists fighting with Republicans, atheists fighting with, Democrats because they chose to be Republican, atheists fighting with churches, atheists, you know, having all this drama.
Yeah, he knows nothing about makeup communities
but, I mean,
that have
you go to
tens of thousands of viewers and participants. No, sir.
Music, or having drama about art, or having drama about anything.
Art communities are larger than ours.
Only things like atheism has this much drama in social media. And it's not those against atheists that have the drama problem. It's the atheists having drama problems with other atheists and other people.
You mean people have drama with other people? Really?
Worried about them. Ain't thinking about them. Okay?
People have
you know
drama?
What I mean? Like, people got drama with... I'm not the only one. You got big people out there. That are making study Bibles. You know, people got drama about Ray Comfort. They got drama about Ken Hovind. Ravi Zacharias. You know what I mean? William Lane Craig. You know what I mean? They got drama about these people. The difference between me and G-Man and these people are big corporate names. Me and G-Man are very small. We're just people, you know, ranting and raving something on a video clip. We're just spitting. But these people, you know, are speaking to large live audiences, and so they don't even look at their YouTube channel. If you type in something to Ravi Zacharias, he's not even going to see it. He may have some guy look at his YouTube channel, and then he might respond, and you don't even know who that guy is. He don't even, you know what I'm saying? He might not even, like, say more than 5 words. You know, you never get to meet this guy any more than you get to meet Zacharias live, unless you go to one of his concerts or something. But I mean,
just rambling
only you and a very small few people on YouTube have this drama problem. Go this deep and emotional and get all emotional with it. Of trying to get your point across to people that you don't like or people that you disagree with on some points that they made. Listen, we're not supposed to be agreeing. And there's nothing you can say to me or I can say to you that is going to make you, okay,
think of words.
Feel comfortable.
So you make a lot of presumptions about me, Deroy. I think that to some degree, and I had a conversation with a Christian just last weekend about this. I think that you possess the ability to learn, but I think you're just lazy and don't want to. Like, I think that's just, you've gotten complacent because, well, you're ignorant. You don't really come from smart people, but that's fine. That's my personal opinion. But you have more of a potential than some to actually learn from experiences if you reach a certain point. That's what I think. But it's interesting you think that I can't learn. Well, it's really strange that you say that, because I've actually corrected myself, and you've offered corrections to some things that I've said, specifically about how you think about things in your life and that sort of nonsense. But if I was unwilling to be moved by the things that you say, then why would I feel the need to apologize or to correct or clarify anything, if that's the case, which is demonstrably false? So I think it's interesting that you say that, Deroy, when the evidence is to the contrary.
I did it. You need to feel comfortable.
Comfortable?
What comes out of my mouth?
I don't know.
And what has it been? When did we meet? Last year? But now it's like every video I do, well, hold up. I'm not You think I have to...
What?
You think that I have to come up with a way to make you feel comfortable with what I say?
When did I ever say that, Deroy?
That is not my plan. That is not my concern.
You just made up a motivation for me.
You're going to, let me ask a question before I go on. What are you trying to accomplish?
There we go. Oh my God. There we go. It only took him almost 18 minutes in the video to actually do and say something fucking smart. My God, Deroy. Now, I want you to take some time. I want you to just think about all this in the last almost 18 minutes of this video, while you were applying all these strange motivations to me, all these presumptions that you had, and that entire time, you had no idea what my goals or motivations were. I want you to think about that for a second, Deroy, because you look really dumb right now. If you didn't know that, Deroy, let's take it back for a second. Let's take it back, man. Let's take it back. If you did not know that from the beginning, how are you making those assessments in the first fucking place, genius? All this bullshit that you had just spewed for the last 18 minutes, and you have no fucking idea. It's really easy, and here's the smart thing. This would have saved you a lot of time instead of like an hour and like 13 minutes. If you would have just asked that question, like just made a separate video, questions for drag not silver ass. And then I make a video responding to that, and then you can make an hour and 13 long video where I outline that, and then you can respond to it and actually have something to go on. Now, if you get some stuff wrong or misinterpret or I don't articulate it correctly, it is what it is. But man, like this is just purified, unadulterated stupidity. You had no idea, and even to this, that you even admitted that you ran across me almost a year ago, and this entire time you still hadn't even been able to figure out what my motivations were. Even though I've said it, even though I've told you that, you still didn't fucking get it. Most people who don't have an extra chromosome could figure it out. Most people could ascertain that, Deroy. But you, for some damn reason, are just dumb. I don't know. Like, I could just throw insults at you, but I don't know. I don't know how much you actually watch. That may be part of it. That may be a huge part, because I know let me try to give you some credit. Let me try to do something. Because this is just, you're just handing shit to me at this point. Maybe you're like G-Man and you don't actually watch my whole videos because he gets offended at a certain point. He roughly watches, let's say in about a 45-minute, an hour and a half long video. Hour and a half long video. G-Man may watch a total of 15 minutes, if that. And then if I know that he watches it, I have to tailor my commentary to get out the major points that I want to get out in the first 30 minutes or less, with as minimal insults as possible, because if I pack insults at the beginning, like a lot of them, after the third or fourth one, he rage quits. But I've been dealing with him long enough to notice that pattern. But if there's stuff that I want to address that I know he's not going to watch, but I have evidence for it that I'm going to bring back later in a conversation with him, I'll throw it in the middle of a video because I know he won't watch it because of all the insults that I intentionally pack in the beginning of it. And so now people are wondering, which videos am I talking about? You got to go back and figure it out. But I do that intentionally because I understand the psychology of idiots pretty well. A lot of people get on the internet and they think they're so fucking clever. I'm one of them. But the difference is I actually am pretty fucking clever. The difference between guys like you is that you guys are interesting targets. I don't think that you're easy. Because you had made that statement before, Deroy, that I think that you're an easy target. No. If you guys were easy, I would have won y'all over to some ulterior motive that I actually don't have. Like if that was the case, then you wouldn't have anything to talk about. Then that'd be it. You just be repeating the same shit that I would say. Right? But you're not. You're recalcitrant. You're obstinate. You're ignorant. That's what makes you interesting. The psychology as to why you guys don't actually understand topics, but think that you're right and want to convince other people, that's what fascinates me. So, Deroy, if you want to simply know my goals, it's my own fascination with your weird psychology, your abnormal psychology of somebody who possesses very little knowledge, very, very little raw knowledge on a variety of topics. Why does such a person think that they can then teach that to other people? Because I have the exact opposite kind of mindset. I could teach people biochemistry. I know it pretty well. But I don't think that I'm in a position to label myself a life application officer and to expect people to simply acquiesce to whatever it is that I say. And I know you don't know what that word means. That means just kind of agree with somebody without reservation. That's what that word means. I don't expect that from people, even though I am fairly knowledgeable on that topic. But you do. You know little to nothing about human psychology, about science, about a lot of topics, politics, you name it. It's social science, little to nothing. And that's based on me watching lots of your videos, even ones that I didn't review. Because mind you, and I've said this before, I knew about you months before I actually engaged you. I watched quite a few of your videos. You know dick all about a lot of topics. But, man, you expect people who are knowledgeable to simply roll over and not challenge you. That to me is fascinating, Deroy. Absolutely fascinating. That's why I wanted to understand you better, because it helps satisfy that curiosity. G-Man's very similar, but the difference is I've gotten to know him over the years. I've gotten to meet him. We took him out and treated him like a human being, even though we shouldn't. But that's fine. You, Deroy, very, 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 very similar. Very similar. You know a fraction of the things that I do, and you are several decades my senior. But for some strange reason, you think that I should simply acquiesce to whatever it is that you say. And you said this before. The only type of relationship me and Dragnet are going to have is that of a doctor and a patient. And I found that hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Without sounding stupid. Without sounding more dramatic. What are you trying to accomplish here? I don't get it. I don't understand what your point is, because it's not like this is a debate. It's not like this is a courtroom setting. This is not like we're trying.
Oh shit, Twitter banned Shanny for calling Schumer a fucking moron? What? That's funny. That's funny.
Trying to find a guilty verdict or an innocent verdict, okay? We are simply spitting our opinions about certain issues on social media, but you feel, you take it a step further and think that, oh, well, your goal is to make us stop saying what we're saying, or change the way that we say things to make you feel more comfortable with it. I don't get the irony here.
So, just for Dynacat, acquiesce to assent tacitly, to submit or comply silently without protest, agree or consent. That is what that means. Without reservation is without protest.
I don't get the drama. I don't get the emotion. I don't get the enthusiasm that you have, this energy that you have to come after us like this. I really don't understand it. But I understand that the devil.
So, okay. So I get that he's acknowledging that he doesn't get the enthusiasm. So most folks know or kind of realize that a part of it is comedic in nature. That's part of the reason why people watch, is because I understand that the way that I express certain things is somewhat comedic. And so I think when I get overly expressive, then to some people, they take that as anger. There's only a handful of people who've seen me like legitimately triggered or angry, and you'll notice a difference. But I think that may be what Deroy is interpreting. Like earlier, when I got a little bit loud, I'm being funny, right? A part of me is just like flabbergasted that you don't realize certain things, but that's fine. I don't like if that's what you're focusing on and you're not focusing on what I'm saying, because I've not actually, I can't really remember the last time that you have like addressed something that I specifically said, now that I think about it. Because in the video that you're reviewing now, I think I did like maybe 5 days ago. Maybe 5 days ago. And I said a lot. Like there's a lot in that one video, especially at this part. But looks like he just clipped it. Yeah, you just clipped it. So this here is interesting because I just figured it out. I don't think you actually understand the points that I am actually making, which is, I don't know, maybe you'll expound upon something later, but I cannot think of a time that you've actually done that. I don't know. Dinah, that's not the definition I use, man. Reluctantly isn't a part of this definition that I use. Yeah, without protest. Yeah, I maybe using a different definition, but reluctantly isn't the sole determination for the word acquiesce. Maybe you're using a different definition than I am. But you don't have to be reluctant about accepting a proposition at all. Like it's not contingent upon that.
Goes around as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. The devil goes about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Satan was going to and fro in the earth, and he said to God, he presented Job.
Even though he's associating me with like the devil and all this stuff, this makes absolute sense. Like this is how, so this is me psychoanalyzing Deroy, so take this with a grain of salt. I understand what he's doing now as something that I've seen family members, older family members do. They don't understand how individuals have a duality about them. They don't understand the complexities of human psychology. So what they then do is that they attribute the negative perceptions that they have about someone's behavior as being demonic or something related to demons or the devil. That's the tools that they use to interpret it, if that makes sense. That's the lens that they will acquire in order to make sense of whatever it is that they're being subject to. So stuff like this isn't offensive to me because he is utilizing the tools that he has to understand the world.
To God, and God said, have you considered my servant Job? And Satan tried to accuse Job of a lack of integrity. He tried to accuse Job, and God didn't tell Satan to leave Job alone. He said, go ahead and test Job all the way down to his health. Go ahead and test him. He will never leave me nor forsake me. Let me tell you what. I'm
not sure how this related to the story of Job.
I will never stop being a Christian. I will never stop preaching.
So this is interesting, though. When have I ever encouraged Deroy to stop having his faith? Even tacitly, even remotely tried to allude to the fact that he should leave his faith. I would love Deroy, because this is not the only time that he stated this. He said this plenty of times before, and I've laughed it off. But I'm actually going to challenge Deroy, find a video, find an exchange, find a comment where I've actually told you to do that. Because I guarantee you won't. I don't tell people to do that. In fact, Deroy, and I've said this before, there are Christians that are in my Discord, the Christians I've met in real life that have my phone number, that will tell you that they've come to me and I've told them to keep their faith. So even though I know that you're just making this up, I would love for you to acknowledge that you made this up.
The gospel. I will never stop doing YouTube videos. I will never stop, being honest about black people. I will never stop being honest about the Democratic Party here in Pittsburgh. I will never stop talking about the things in my life that I feel, God is helping me with and healing me of. Okay? I will never stop talking about the things that I love and the things that I dislike. That is my prerogative and my right if I want to talk about those things. I will never force myself to agree with any particular group. It is my right to abstain and my right to criticize and take a stand. That is my God-given right. It is my right as an American.
Sounds like you're getting emotional, huh?
And if you don't like it, you are the stupid one because you have that same right.
I agree.
And I don't complain about your rights.
Yeah.
But you think,
yeah,
like you just said here, well, you have some things to say about me. I ain't got squat to say about you. I have squat to say about people like you. I don't say.
Okay. So I don't have anything to say about Deroy, but there's a certain group of people that are incredibly ignorant and snaggletooth and extremely short and ignorant that make a lot of grandiose statements about a lot of different groups of people that they know little about. I'm not specifically talking about Deroy, but it just so happens that it fits Deroy's depiction.
Anything about you personally until you go back and forth with me, because that ain't your business, your job to go back and forth with me. Your job is to make videos and like I do and take a stand for the things that you disagree with, just like everybody else. Your job ain't try to get to me personally. That's not your job.
So I understand this sentiment, albeit poorly. You don't like that things get personal. I get you. I find that's fine. That's fine. The problem is, Deroy, that you don't seem to understand that the statements that you make about people tend to be personal. You don't think that when you imply that I have some type of demonic force that is inhabiting my body or influencing my actions, you don't think that's hitting below the belt? You don't think that some of the stuff that you say about like me rushing home and not paying attention to my wife and shit like that, what does my wife have to do with me and you? Right? You don't think that that's hitting below the belt? So it's funny, Deroy, and this is why I say what I say about you. You can express however you want to about other people and about their life, but no one should point out your personal failings as a midget. So if you don't like me calling you a midget, you don't like me getting personal with you, why does my wife play a role in your criticism of me? Now, if you need to sit down and sit back and take a 50-minute break to think about that, maybe that's the problem. Because I've noticed there's quite a few people on here who they get intimidated, and I am calling you out, among other people. They get scared and they start running off at the mouth because they know the shit that they say isn't going to actually affect me. And so they'll start mentioning my wife because they think then that'll get to me. So if you don't want shit to get personal, Deroy, and this goes to your real life and how you interact with your coworkers, maybe you should watch your fucking mouth. You need to watch your goddamn mouth, as you stated in the music video. But you don't do that. Why do I have to hold myself to a higher standard that you won't hold yourself to? That's a legitimate question. I'm not being funny. I don't have the need to go personal with you unless I see that you don't have a problem with it. You seem to have no real scruples about getting personal with folks. So, you need to watch your goddamn mouth.
That's not anybody's job. You tweaking on the internet, you're going to try to get me personally.
Tweaking?
No.
You said I was tweaking.
You cannot touch this. You never will touch this. The day you touch this, it will be physically. It won't be over the internet. Okay?
I don't...
So if you really want to touch me, you need to talk to your government. You need to talk to...
What?
You need to call a cop, a lawyer, a prosecutor, a DA. You need to get busy, brother. You got a lot of work to do. If you think you're going to make me cry, if you think you're going to touch me, if you think you're going to to better your life by coming after me or G-Man or anybody, you better get busy because you're wasting time on social media. Social media is nothing but
this is some paranoid
a way
shit.
to aggravate people and annoy people, but you really can't touch them. It's like a child, you know what I'm saying, knocking on the wall behind me. Okay, stop that. That's annoying. But really, though, he's on the other side of the wall. He can't touch me. See what I'm saying? He's on the other side. He's making noise. He's quacking. Because every time I sit in his chair, he's behind this wall in the kitchen making noise. And it's like, I'm trying to record. Can you please stop? But yet, see, this kid has to go to school. This kid has to go to sleep. So he can't get to me all the time. And then hopefully one of these days, he grows out of that. Because he gets to that age where he wants to do unto me as he would want me to do unto him. But how old are you? Combat medic.
32.
And a college graduate, and you're on your second degree, your third degree, whatever.
Second.
And you act like a daggone middle school student.
Really?
Getting on social media, trying to throw punches that you can't do in real time because you're way over in Texas. I'm here in Pittsburgh.
Why would I want to fight you?
Grow up. Okay?
Yeah, kids don't like you. You're a horse, an airplane horse, living in a shit area, working a job that you complete frequently. There's nothing about your life.
I'm not sure he thinks I would buy him a beer. Like that's
so. Somewhere in there, I'm telling you. So somewhere in what I said, I'm saying that I'm better than you. I'm saying that
you literally said
I am
that.
better than you.
You said
spiritually.
Okay. Well, don't act crazy, Deroy. When I go, yeah, you do. You made a whole video. Actually, no. It was you made a video about haughty people, and that was the some people are plastic or plastic people video. That was about me, and then you made a video. And I think it was a 2 or 3 part series where you explained about, it was separation. That was the word that you used. You talked about separation, and then you explained how things were stratified. And there were people at the top, which is a group of super Christians that of course you're a part of. And then there's like everybody else, the different levels below you. You have said that, and you said that recently that you were better than other people. So I don't understand why you act crazy when, like, I point that out. Like, again, you say, I am better than you. Well, yeah, okay. Well, all right, then. Don't act crazy, my man, when I say that.
It's right here. You know, it's not
See?
about me being better than you.
because of just being better than you. It's being better than you because by what I do.
Okay. So it's not arbitrary. Okay. So well, your opinion is not arbitrary. I'm just saying I'm better than you. No, here's the reason I'm better than you. Okay, let's play that game. I can create a metric by which I'm better. The fact that I am over 6 feet tall makes me better than you. The fact that I am still married makes me better than you. The fact that I don't hate my neighborhood means I'm better than you. The fact that I have a car means I'm better than you. The fact that I have everybody around me that loves me means that I'm better than you. How far do you want to go, Deroy, with that? If your belief in your religion makes you better than everybody else, I can create a metric that applies to me that makes me way better than you. But don't be upset when somebody calls you on it. And by the way, I don't think that any of those things make me better than you. I don't like there are metrics out there that you could use to try and establish something like that, but it's self-serving. Who cares? But don't be that guy. Don't be that guy, Deroy. You talking out of both sides of your mouth. It's okay in one instance to say that you're better than folks, but people shouldn't look down on you because you don't drive this car, you don't have this wife. You made a whole video about that. How you're sad about and mad that people look down on you because they think that they're better than you. But here you are doing the exact same thing. The only actual difference, Deroy, is that they measure their status differently than you. That's it. Y'all both think that the other's inferior. It's the same mentality. That's what I'm getting at, Deroy. That's the issue. That's what you're missing. You're going on this tangent about a comment that I made, and you missed the point. You trees for the goddamn forest, my man. The point that I was making is that the things that you complain about in other people, you do. You do. Harvey Weinstein sentenced to 23 years. Woo, Jesus.
And what I choose not to do, I am better than you in that respect. But as far as an American, as far as what you do versus I do, you might be better. The thing is,
all right,
it is not my position or my concern, okay, to have a wife, okay, if none of the women in my life I find to be marriage material. It's not my position to get a better job if I'm okay with the one I got. Now, however, my job, I'm getting ready to leave. I'm looking for a new career again. That's just the kind of person I am, okay? Because all the really great jobs that I had, which I made less money at greater jobs, but the greater jobs that I had, okay, they couldn't hold down a 40-hour work week, on a steady basis. So we got laid off and we got moved on. Ring a bell? Okay.
Yeah, I've changed jobs.
This job that I have right now, I like it. The job I have right now, number one, is a promotion. Now, I had a better promotion, but that company lost the contract, so so this promotion here saved me when the other promotion lost the contract. Okay? Now, I work at a job where we have the corporate client that is the client, and then we have us that's the subcontractor, okay? And the problem is, me and my boss were just talking about this yesterday, we don't get the respect that we deserve from the client. We are their support and backup, and they treat us like ghetto trash. And this is not only me
y'all support and
talking,
backup,
but 95% of my employees have the same arguments. They all go home and complain to their wives about the BS that goes on at our job site.
Everybody does.
This is not something that, Deroy pulled out of his butt because he had a miserable life. No, everybody at my job says the same thing. Matter of fact, when we go to work, everybody complains to me about what's going on. And I'm trying to calm everybody down, so you don't know what you're talking about. Also,
okay, everybody at your job complains the same way you do.
Ghetto again. Up the street, 2 miles out to the highway, make a right and make another right, and go about 2-3 miles. You're back in my old place, which is a ghetto. This right here is the country. This right here is the uppity up. My neighbors are doctors and lawyers and veterans and you know what I'm saying? They live in $400,000 homes, man. Okay? My neighbors are very wealthy people. So, you know, you just pulled that one out of your butt, okay? I used to live in the ghetto. If you pay attention, matter of fact, if you look, you even said so yourself, oh, it looks like he moved out of the one apartment and moved into another. Yes, I did. I left the ghetto and moved into the country. Duh. Ring a bell?
So you moved out of the ghetto, as you call it, to move into another apartment, and the apartment is by people who actually have money. Okay.
So what you talking about, man? What are you talking
misheard.
about? Oh, you know, my shitty life, my shitty home, my shitty job. What you talking about?
I mean,
I
you
just got a
had
promotion,
plastic
which
up on your fucking
I'm not
door
satisfied
earlier.
with, so I'm moving on. I just moved here, which, if I don't get a car soon, I'm probably going to move back to the city because it's very difficult getting a bus from the country into the city when you're this far out, okay? And I'm getting bids on homes or apartments every day to live in other parts of town that might benefit me job-wise and might benefit me even with the job that I'm currently working. So
Cool.
I'm considering all that.
Cool.
But there's nothing in my life that is, you know, shitty just for the sake of being shitty. Okay? It's shitty if I let it be shitty. But
I'm sorry that I got the impression that your life is shitty because all you do is come online and complain about it. I talked about that earlier. Like, if you don't hear me talking about, like, negatively about my area because it's actually not shitty. Actually, I do live in a fairly good fucking area. But, well, now I do. But people don't hear me talk about that because it's not bad. You were complaining about the facilities, maintenance. You were complaining about the neighbors that you were having that were immigrants. You were complaining about different aspects of your life. And so if that's all we hear, Deroy, then I'm not sure what perspective that I'm supposed to gain about your life other than what you tell people. You say that he got mice in the apartment. Yeah, you know what? And I get that. Like, I get that, you know what, sometimes shit happens. I live near a bayou. This whole area is actually what's it called? Nature conservation area, where you can't even like cut trees and stupid shit like that because it's the habitat of the great heron, American alligator, I think the something stork. I used to know all these little fucking creatures. There's black American vulture. There's a certain type of deer that's around here too. But there's egrets. Yeah, there's egrets. It's either a hawk. I think it's a hawk. I don't think it's a kestrel. I think it's a hawk. And all these creatures you can see every day. Possums, they're everywhere. They're fucking everywhere. When I mean everywhere, they're everywhere. And so this whole ecosystem over here that we've populated, you're going to have a lot of prey animals, a lot of predators. And so, you know what? Some of them prey animals need to hide from the predators. And so, you know what? I'll see a mouse every so. I'll see a snake. I had a mouse find its way in here through the garage. So it's it ends up happening. It ends up happening. But that's the thing. People wouldn't get like where I live unless I talk about it. And y'all can, it's not hard to figure out where I live. Like, you know the name of my school. You can go to Google Earth and see that down the street. But if you're upset, Deroy, that I got the wrong impression about your area, I didn't just make that up. I go based on what you say about your job. If you keep telling me about your job, which, you know what, I'll take the correction that you moved out of the ghetto. Excuse me. I'll take that correction. But the other thing with your job, the job itself is probably a shitty job. If everybody's complaining about it, it's probably a shitty job. You've acknowledged that it's a shitty job by virtue of everybody else complaining about it. So I'm not sure why that was a point of correction if you agreed essentially with the point that I made. Like, that's all right, cool. It's a shitty job. Awesome. Everybody here has worked shitty jobs, except for Rev News. I don't think he's actually. I don't think he actually knows what work and job is. But okay.
You know, Mr. Drag, you're taking my videos way too far. You're taking my videos way too serious and way too far. I live a very simple
Never
life.
had possum pie.
A life that I'm proud that I live alone. A life that I'm proud that my friends are few. A life where I'm proud that I have my own space and that my bills are to a minimum. There is nothing stupid about that. That is a smart idea. Okay?
Maybe you should express that more.
Now, what was the other one? My divorce. Okay? When I first divorced my wife, everybody thought that I was the bad guy. Okay? They thought I just walked out of the house, left her stuck with the kids, and
Went to get some cigarettes.
You know what I mean? I'm getting away with paying child support. I don't know why I'm telling y'all, because I ain't got darn business. But
you've already talked about it.
Everybody knows now, including my wife. And my wife apologized to me. Fathead. My wife apologized to me for what she put me through. Do I need to call her on this daggone phone right here and let you hear her apology since you so far into my life?
You about to say up his butt.
You need to calm down, Mr. Drag.
I will stay as calm as you are right now.
And keep your video. You're going to tell me how to edit videos. You need to keep your videos on topic, brother. That one's for you. You need to keep up with what you're talking about. Don't get sidetracked and go talking about shit you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know nothing about my marriage.
Calm down, Deroy.
You don't know nothing about my children. You don't know nothing about my money, my job, because I'm not even allowed to share with you everything that goes on. Now, I know on Facebook, since your little criminal behind went there.
Criminal?
Okay, everybody, the majority of us, because we ain't got nothing to hide, and we have that opportunity. Everything is on
upset.
My Facebook page.
He's legitimately upset.
Well, my old phone number, I got a different number now.
Let me just slow him down. Deroy, if you are this fucking mad at my assessment of your life, I will apologize. I could have sworn I've done this before, but I'm the one that needs to stay calm. Okay, Deroy. What I get from your videos is what you put out there. And just to be completely transparent with you, I have the same issue, Deroy. There are people who come and they watch certain videos of mine. Well, Dragnot's an asshole. All he does is talk about drama on his channel, which is partially true. But they don't see the conversations that I have with people, because that's the highlight of like why people watch me for some reason, is that they want me to discuss topics with people because I can draw out things in a way that makes it sometimes more approachable, especially topics that are maybe a little advanced, maybe biochemistry, immunology, or even maybe a little philosophy. Who knows? Or just social issues. But those are few and far between. If the majority of people who come to my channel and they just go click video tab and they go and they see drag reviews. Oh, okay, well, where's Drag's actual content? All he's doing is reviewing stuff. If that's all they see, then that's what they're going to think. That's what they're going to think. That's all I have. And I have to accept that, because that's the perception that I give. That's if I'm just on here being an asshole, and I just so happen to have a string of videos where I'm just being an asshole to people. Well, guess what? People aren't going to go and take the time to search through every fucking video to find the times I'm not being an asshole. Yes, the video's sped up. But that's something that I had to learn and accept after a certain point. Because I was like, why are people just like presuming all this shit about me? I go and I look at my page. Oh, shit. I just so happen to have a string of bad conversations with people where I just said, fuck it. Just fuck it. So that's something that you're going to have to accept, Deroy, at some point. I'm not making up my perception of you. And granted, I've acknowledged that I may have the wrong perception about you. But Deroy, I've acknowledged that I don't know how many times, and I've said that's one of the reasons I wanted to get to know you, because I think I have the wrong perception. I could have sworn I told you that, but you didn't pay attention to that. You were too busy going off on a tangent about the gays and media and the Democrats and all this other bullshit that occupies that small brain of yours. If you would actually pay attention to what people are fucking saying, maybe you'd have better conversations with people. Maybe you wouldn't have half these issues. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I told you that. I specifically and I remember telling you that in your live chat, actually. And I've said it in other videos. But you pay attention to whatever it is that you choose. So don't get mad when you're confused because you can't, for some reason, comprehend what it is that I'm saying. Dragnet, that was that billboard you were on, the most wanted bullet? No, it was not. It was a college billboard for local community college. Somebody said something that I wanted to address and I forgot it. Yeah, this video sped up. This is, I think, 1 point. I think 1.25. 1.25.
On there. My old phone number, even all the way to the last
Facebook,
10,
yeah,
15 jobs I worked.
So some of y'all who don't, so he thinks that if you have a public Facebook or MySpace or whatever it is, and somebody watches, like let's say for any of you who watch a video about inspiring philosophy, and then somebody in the comments says, "Oh yeah, I love so and so," and they say his real name. Well, inspiring philosophy doesn't hide his real name, and then you go to Facebook and then you add inspiring philosophy under his real name on Facebook. Deroy thinks that that's stalking somebody. Why he thinks that that's stalking, I have no idea. I don't. That's really strange, but that's how he interprets that. Again, it's really weird. Why would you have your shit public if you didn't want people to find it? Why would you use your real name if you didn't want and have a social media site where people could find you and connect if you didn't want that? Why would he message me on my Dragnet account privately and then be upset that I didn't send him a friend request if that's not what he was expecting? Like, so there's all little weird things that he doesn't understand how social media works. And I think I actually made a whole video about his misunderstanding of social media.
And the location. Okay, maybe even my home address, my old home address. I haven't.
Didn't care to look at any of that
shit. 3 places I've lived, I didn't put my home address.
But somebody's so concerned about stalking,
so
he doesn't hide his docs very well at all. Like that's what's striking to me. But I mean, he's older. He doesn't get certain things. But it's, if you wanted to, you could probably find out a lot about Deroy. I don't care where he works. I really don't care where he lives. This is all stuff that he's thrown in this conversation that I don't care. Other than me making commentary on what he said, outside that I don't care. But now he's inserting all this shit to do with his docs, and I'm like, that's troll bait.
That guy on there is very old. But okay, so I know that you know a lot about me because you're a stalker.
Oh, okay.
You want so bad to disarm me and break me.
He's not a victim, by the way.
You're trying to break me. Let me tell you something, Drag. I'm already broken. I've been broken in Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ broke me when I repented of my sins.
Did you?
I was broken.
Oh.
I don't need your little flamboyant, don't know if you alpha or beta beta or whatever. You know what I mean? You don't know. I don't need you to break me. I don't need a guy that runs his mouth more than his own wife to break me.
Flamboyant.
Okay? I don't need that.
Beta. Oh.
What I need is people that stand up for truth. And
so
if we disagree, then show me that you're right and I'm wrong.
I would need to have a conversation with you to do that.
Mock and make noises and make faces and throw your hands up and Mr. Deroy, because then that makes you look like a liar. That makes you look like a hypocrite. Just state what it is that is true. Just say it.
Were you just dancing at the beginning of this video?
Take all the time you need to think about that. Take all the time you need to. And think all the stuff because you made me.
I did take all the time. You made sure that I took all the time.
I did.
To think about that.
You talked about this ad nauseum. About all those things correlate to who you are, how you think, and how you perceive this, that, and the other. You're a very unhappy person. Why would I want to make it worse? There's people out here that I don't care for, and they live very similarly mundane and unhappy lives. There's really little that I can do or say to make it worse. Now, I'm not trying to pretend like...
Why
I got news for you. Just like the video that I did before this one. What is so mundane about that? I live a very simple life. You're taking, again,
simple
you're
things
taking
tend to be mundane, so
my YouTube style, the way I express things, and my criticisms and my judgments of things and so forth, and you're taking this way out in freaking Zuzu land somewhere. I'm just talking just like you talking, bruh. Okay? I'm talking like you talking. I'm talking like everybody else on YouTube is talking. I'm talking like these atheists is talking. But obviously these atheists know that they are sinners. They know that they're on their way to hell.
They know that. I don't know what this has to do with his religion, but I mean this is how he interprets it. I mean, I get it. So if you just now tuning in, I don't know what's going on with the YouTube notifications. So it's my wife said that she had actually got the notification of a video that I was live for. I think she was actually sitting behind me too, but she got it like while we were out. So I don't know what's up with it. It's fucking up. Yeah. Hold on. What? The loving wife is texting me. Lying ass hoe. Okay, so the sound. So there's a few things that you're going to hear. He's taken an excerpt from a video that I did a few days ago, a response video, and this was toward the end. And what you're hearing is that an excerpt from that video. You can also hear my wife playing Persona 5. If you listen carefully, you can hear the music in the background, and you can't really hear my voice that well because what he's done is that he's put his phone on a hard surface, and that the audio from his mic is catching the sound bouncing off the hard surface back into the microphone. That's why I sound distorted. So he hasn't really learned how technology works too well, because ideally he would want to kind of hold it up like here, but he's not doing it on a computer, which it'd probably be handy to do it on a computer, but he said, you know what, he doesn't want to do with all that. Perhaps getting some type of tripod or mount for his phone may be better, but that's what I would suggest, not to have it on a hard surface. So Deroy, if put something on your Amazon wish list so we can get you a better mount.
That's why they have to try and make Christians feel something. You can't just disagree with us. You got to try to make us feel something. You got to try to smear our names through the mud, smear our accounts through the mud, say nasty things about our families, our children, our wives. You know what I mean? Our churches,
He's not a victim. He is not being victimized by Dragnot. That's not happening right now. He is not a victim at all. I don't know. Like this is. I'm being funny. I'm being facetious, Deroy. I'm being facetious, Deroy. At no point in time did I say that that was my goal, my intention at all. If you don't like trash talk and insults, perhaps you shouldn't do it. Because I can do both. I can have very highbrow conversations, and I can shit talk with the best of them. The choice is yours. So, like, I get it. You don't want that to happen, but there's no ulterior motive. There's no weird conspiracy to do that. You constructed that, I think, out of your victim mentality. I could be wrong, but you don't have actual evidence for that. You see comments on the internet that make you mad. Welcome to the internet. I don't know what to tell you outside of that, but like I can construct and like misconstrue all types of things that you say into something that it's not. And I think that that's what's happening here. So maybe, Deroy, it's simply the fact that you get what you give, or excuse me, you get what you give. If you don't like getting vitriol, maybe you should not give it yourself. Maybe you don't understand that's what you do. But I do know that you usually tend not to listen to your own videos. You actually caught yourself one time and re-uploaded a video because of something I pointed out. And so, and you admitted that you didn't actually listen to it, which is tedious. Like, I got it. Like, I don't watch my own videos over again. That's why I do them good the first time. But still, you're not at that level. I would suggest that you take some time. You don't have to edit the video if you don't want to. I don't like editing videos. But maybe you should sit down and listen to some of the stuff that you say. Just maybe.
You know, you just got to come after us with all this stuff because you can't accept the fact that it's not our fault. It's your fault.
Really?
And the
Fault for
one-legged
what?
Christian with one eye is a better person than you'll ever be, Drag.
How do you know that, Deroy? Based on
The
what?
guy that can't, the deaf and dumb Christian is better off than you.
Based on what exactly, Deroy?
And you know that.
And I
You
know that.
know that.
Do
And
I?
your only way to redeem yourself is to go after Christians that are crazy enough to say it.
So, earlier you were asking about my motivation and my goals, and now you've just fabricated one for me. So, it's somewhere in my psyche, I know that the deaf, dumb, and blind random Christian on the street is simply better than me. You don't really give a reason why. You just state that I know this because I guess you're psychic. And so I just have to accept this. But my way of not accepting this is by criticizing people on the internet. That's a really interesting sort of dynamic that you've expressed, Deroy. Maybe there's a simpler explanation. Maybe there's a much simpler explanation. Maybe it's the fact that you have opinions that I think are wrong, and I do exactly what you do on the internet. Maybe that simpler explanation is the actual answer. You are tackling topics and expressing your ire, your dismay towards whatever, and you're going to tell people how you feel about it, and that I do the exact same thing that you do, except my target isn't as generalized as yours. My target is you. Well, and then other people who share your mentality. Maybe that's it, Deroy. Maybe there's no conspiracy or ulterior motive or whatever it is that you think is going on. Could it possibly be that, Deroy? Could it possibly be that? Who knows?
Like I just did. Are crazy enough to say it and try to make them feel some kind of way. You're trying to make me feel something.
I don't know you well enough to know what you feel.
Love me.
I don't know that.
I don't recall telling you that.
Well, it's interesting, Deroy. You think that I'm like my goal is to make you feel something. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know you well enough to do that. I don't. I know very little about your life. How would I know what hurts you, Deroy? Just, again, I'm gonna say this. Take as much time as you need to. What do I actually know about you that I could use to get to you? Like, get under your skin, get in your feels. What do I know? Because you say that's a goal of mine, but then you also say that I don't know you. So how would I accomplish that? I could randomly just not even, I don't even have to review your videos if that's the goal, Deroy. I could just make up shit and then just go after you. I don't need any of this stuff. I could just use my phone and walk around and talk shit about you. I could do it with much less hassle if that's my actual goal. That's something to consider.
And if I call my kids right now, they'll call me a liar if I said that. Because my kids do love me. Okay?
Okay.
If you don't know, you better ask somebody.
Well, I tried to ask you and you got upset.
In order for me to feel validated.
Does he not know what that word means?
Drag, I don't pay for parking. Something you don't know about my job. I don't pay for parking. I don't even have a car. But even if I did have a car,
What?
I don't pay for parking. I do security. I get in and out for free. I'm security. Security officers get in and out for free. So what do you mean validate something? There's an example right there. I am a life applications officer. Here's my validation right here, fathead. Here's my validation right here.
This is my
What
validation
does it
right
have to do
here.
with parking?
Okay? What do you got to validate yourself with? You better stick to biochemistry. You better stick to, you better go back to the military and bring some hostages home. Okay? Because your mouth don't validate you to validate nothing.
Well, it's interesting that you use two pretty good examples. I mean, I guess having some type of proficiency in the field of biochemistry, that's pretty validating. But, you know, yeah, military service, I guess, sure. I could feel pretty validated by that. But personally, I don't really use those things to validate myself. If you're curious, Deroy, so my personal standard for validation has to do with something that is somewhat related to being a life application officer, believe it or not. It is my ability to help edify other people. That is something that I actually do get validation for. I'll tell you a story, Deroy, since we like to share anecdotes. Before I was joining the military, I was fat, lazy fuck. Not as fat as I am now. I was actually like 260. But there was a guy that I worked with. Big old Cajun boy. Big old corn-fed Cajun boy. This dude was like 360 pounds. And he and I both worked at Home Depot. He saw me losing weight and trying to join the military. And unbeknownst to me, that had actually inspired him to lose well over 100 pounds. This guy, and I mean, he deflated. Like, he looked like a balloon walking. But he actually lost 100 pounds. And he came up to me and said, yeah, man, you inspired me to do something. And that felt good. I understood that I somehow inadvertently had an impact, a positive one, on this guy's life. So that, to me, is validation. And I guess that's loosely related to being a life application officer. But there's a difference between you and I, Deroy. There's talk and then there's action. You are talk and I am action. Therein lies the difference.
You have to contrive all this stuff about me and other people.
Your mouth does not validate you.
I agree.
Nothing. Okay? All you are is just running your mouth because out of everything that
Do not pass
you
go.
have
Do not
achieved,
collect $200.
you cannot get over the fact that some Christian that never went to college, that never ever studied, extra science, is going to be a better man than you.
Oh.
They don't teach you in college how to be a good husband. They don't teach you in college how to be a good father. They don't teach you in college how to treat your fellow man. They used to. They don't anymore.
Oh,
But the
actually,
only
they
thing
do
they're
teach.
teaching you
They do teach that, actually. New courses on that.
is how to think that you're something special when you go back to dust just like the rest of us. Okay? You got to use the bathroom. You got to use toilet paper like the rest of us, bruh.
It's
Okay?
weird. Now, there's a kind of a humility aspect to what he's saying.
Freedom.
Validation. Proof words have uses, not meanings. Deroy immediately referred to parking because he a Paul Blart security life application officer.
You were mean, Mr. O. You were mean. Oh, I just realized, I'm sorry, I didn't answer. I'm sorry, Wilson's question. What was the dumbest thing Deroy said? The president of Europe, phallic prosthetic, endless Job Corps stories. I'm gonna have to go president of Europe. That was pretty fucking funny. Like, that had to have been the dumbest thing. President of Europe, by far. The Job Corps one and the penis hands, I think, are intimately related. And I'm not going to explain why. But it's interesting here that Deroy thinks that, like, I'm pretty sure I've said this. I mentioned college shit specifically to piss people off. Like, who cares? Who actually cares? Like, in one, it's so weird. People's criticisms of me are like, they're diametrically opposed. Some people are upset that I don't have like really highbrow discussions on specific topics like biochemistry, and other people are upset that I bring it up too much. Like, I find that interesting that there are people that I've spoken to in the last month alone that have, because Deroy is on one end of that spectrum and another guy is on the opposite end of that. So I don't even know. But Like, it's really interesting, the criticisms that I encounter, and I think this is really, 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 really interesting. Given this is the same person who finds like that, having that superiority complex acceptable. He promotes it, but in this case, when that superiority complex revolves around someone who's not him, then there's something wrong with it. Okay, all right, like, so good for Deroy, bad for everybody else. All right,
Your poop stinks just like everybody else's.
it stinks worse, actually.
You really, really need to calm down, man. You really do. You really need to calm down because you're way out there. And you're getting really dramatic with this stuff.
Am I?
And this is the last time I'm going to talk about it. You're getting too dramatic with stuff. Too dramatic.
Too dramatic. Okay, Deroy.
Let me say a few things here.
Looks
I
genuinely
think I
happy.
said in the last video, but 2 Timothy 3:12 says this. 2 Timothy 3:12 says, you go ahead, come on. Yes, and all that will live godly in Christ Jesus will suffer persecution. I want to talk about this victim complex bullcrap, okay? That's what I want to talk about. I don't think I said enough about this victim complex bullcrap, okay? You know, I won't be listening to you anymore. Keep telling me I have a victim complex, because if I have a victim complex, you really got a victim complex, okay?
Really?
Because you take my videos, because I'm only...
So, all right. So before he gives us an example of how I have a victim complex, how many people here thinks that he understands what I mean when I say victim complex? This is out of curiosity. Out of curiosity. How many people here think that he actually knows what I'm talking about? I'm not just saying that just because he's just trying to do that bullshit G-Man likes to do, where let me flip it on you. Let me flip it on you. Let me flip it on you. Drag nuts silly ass. Drag nut saliva. I don't know why people pronounce it so weird. Well, he's being persecuted because people criticize him online criticize him on the internet. Yeah, no, that's Jonathan. That's literally what it is. He is a victim of stalking because someone's responding to him on the internet. That's literally what he's upset about. Like, I can't even distill it down to anything else. This is goodbye for the 5th time. Nope, you don't. Let's see. He doesn't understand what victim complex means at all. Yep, Mark Everett says, yep, he doesn't. Gray Man says, not I. No, I'm lying. Not a word. Dragnot, no. Yo, you don't think he understands anything? That's mean. Y'all mean. Yeah, I get the feeling that he doesn't actually understand. And, you know, to be fair, you know, I'm using that phrase just kind of as a buzzword, more or less. But it's always something that someone's doing to him. And God just blows it out of fucking proportion. Communicating with him on social media is akin to stalking, which he's being stalked now. That's to me, if you interpret innocuous behaviors as malicious, you have a victim mentality. Like, that's kind of the way that I use it. If I add one of my cousins on Facebook because I saw them commenting on my mother's Facebook channel, as he likes to say, am I stalking them? Like, I don't think he knows what stalking actually is, to be fair. But I think that he uses that terminology because it makes him feel like the other person's more, it gives that connotation to things. It gives that stigma that he wants, because he has this weird conspiracy where there's evil agents and nefarious characters doing things. And he explains it earlier where he thinks that there's some demonic force that controls me or works through me or some bullshit like that. So I understand if this is a genuine belief that he has. I understand how he gets to that conclusion, rather than him finding a much simpler explanation, which is Dragnot's doing exactly what I do on the internet. But, you know, hey.
Responding to things you say, and you go to talking like you was just doing right here. You go to talking back to me like I'm criticizing you. Dude, you criticized me first.
Actually, no, Deroy. I did not start making videos about you until you started commenting on my interaction with G-Man. If we want to go back, I have a whole playlist, Deroy, called Cruising for Deroy. And you've actually deleted those 3 videos, the initial 3 videos that you made towards me. And you even put my name in it. So if you want to revise history, nice try. One of the reasons I made the playlist, because you have this weird habit of playing hide the ball when people point at said ball. So no, sir. I knew about you months before, and Doc Savage can tell you, because he's the one who sent me your channel. And I said, okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on him. And I watched a few of your videos. I said, no, let me leave him alone. There's nothing really here. There's stuff that has potential, but I didn't want to say anything up until the point that you decided that you wanted to start commenting on what you thought was happening. And then you made all the gay references that because I respond to G-Man's videos as much as he responds to Black Hebrew Israelites, there's some type of homosexual attraction between us. These were your words, Deroy. And so because I checked you on that, now you're upset. Because now you're in the crosshairs. And now people get to see how gay you are, or how not gay you are.
Then you want to turn around and act like I'm picking on you. No, you're the one that has the victim complex, bud. You're the one that's got the victim complex, bruh.
Okay.
You're the one that got the victim complex. You're the one that's got the victim complex. All that will live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution. Is that a victim complex or is that Bible? That's not a victim complex. That's Bible. Okay, they were.
So it's a biblical victim complex. Thank you.
Suffering it way back then. What you think they're gonna go through today? And today we're going through it in different ways. We're going through it through social media. Persecution is not just physical drag. Persecution is verbal.
So you have a Christian victim complex.
Persecution is rumors. Persecution is smearing people's names, lying and manipulating. Okay, persecution is a big word when you do things and your whole goal is all about attacking a certain group of people.
So earlier you were asking me what my goals were. Now you know what my goals are.
There would be no atheists if there was no Christian persecution. And you can sit there and call that a victim complex if you want. Okay? There would be no atheism if there wasn't Christian persecution. That's all atheism is. Because for someone to say that they don't believe in God, they sure fear him. They're sure afraid of his people.
What?
Okay? They ain't trying to do nothing but come home from work every day and thank God that they made it home alive. Okay? But you got a problem with that.
Do I?
Okay? That's persecution, man. I don't care what you call it. I don't care what you call it.
So firstly, no, that's not, being an atheist means that you don't believe in a God. What you do past that point matters not, Deroy. You've attached all this other stuff to it. I don't know what dictionary you use, and I don't know where you get this shit from. But no, that's not what that is. I think you're just making shit up again. So that's not what all Christians do. They just go to work and come home. That's not. If you actually, here we go, Deroy. Here we go. What I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. When you speak about the things that Christians are doing, have you heard of Ted Cruz by any chance? Like, do you know what Christian dominionism is? Are you familiar with that in any concept? Just even remotely. Here's some homework for you. I'm not going to sit here and spend time talking about Ted Cruz fucking Zodiac killer looking ass. Go look that up. Go look up Christian dominionism. I have a problem with that. A lot of other people, even religious people, have a problem with that, especially if they love this democratic republic that we have. So you spend some time and actually doing this thing is crazy. It's called reading. You should spend some time reading their words in books and their words in articles online. Sometimes books are online and you can gain information from them. You should spend some time doing that.
That's persecution. And I'm ready for it. I know it's coming. I've known it's been there since I was a kid. My first time preaching the gospel on the streets, evangelizing on the streets. Guy had a broom for me. He's going to hit me in the head with a broom.
So you're accosting people outdoors as a kid. I can't imagine why somebody would want to hit you with a broom. If my kid was out in the street harassing folks, somebody's probably going to kick him in the ass. I can't imagine why people would want to do that. That this is the G-man mentality, where you can do shit to fuck with people, and it's okay because your religious proclivities have you do that. It doesn't matter. You are not subject to the same social decorum as everyone else. And people should just let you do whatever with impunity. That's this weird mindset that I love to see in you guys, because I don't understand that. I understand me as a person, doesn't matter what I believe, Deroy, and take your time thinking about this. If I start accosting people on the street at random, no matter my belief, people aren't going to respond kindly to me. People, at least here in America, don't like that. People don't like that. It doesn't matter what you believe, Deroy. Let me say it again. It doesn't matter what you believe, Deroy. Let me say it one more time for the people in the back. It doesn't matter what you believe, Deroy. That's irrelevant. People don't like when you bother them on the street. That's probably why you got hit with a broom. But this victim mentality that you have, Christian victim mentality that you have, cause you to interpret that. Because for some strange reason, Deroy lives by his own standards and doesn't understand how the rest of reality works. He doesn't understand how the rest of society works. And so everyone needs to move and gyrate around fucking Deroy and his weird expectations. No.
I mean, that ain't persecution. Oh, but no, I can't say that. For me to say that a guy tried to hit me in the head with a broom for preaching the gospel when I was a kid is a victim complex. Now I'm the victim. But did the guy really pick up the broom, though? Yeah, he really did come after me with a broom. God, how's that a victim complex? I'm just stating the obvious. I'm stating the facts. How's that a victim complex? What are you talking about? Oh, you see that, folks? Victim complex. Mr. Deroy's always victim.
You are always
Your
a
mama's
fucking
a victim, okay? Your mama's a victim for birthing you, all right? You the biggest pain in her head, okay? God.
Actually, no. If you'd actually watched the video that I did, oh man, it was a while back. My mother actually came on stream while I was doing a review of you. If you want to go, I don't remember what video that was, but Deroy, if you actually want to see my mother on stream addressing some of the weird things, and she's a Christian, by the way. My mother's a Christian, just so you understand. You can actually see and hear her comments about you. Don't ask me what video. I don't remember. You have to find it. It was within the last month. But no, I'm not actually a big pain for her. I was growing up though, definitely. A difficult person to live with.
So sick and tired of hearing that. Victim, 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 victim. Oh, you want to watch? Oh, okay. Don't complain about nothing because that makes you a victim. That makes you show that you have a victim complex. Don't be honest about anything because that'll show that you have a victim complex. If I kick you in the nuts, don't say nothing. Because then I gotta let you know that you got a victim complex. If I kick you in the nuts, you're not supposed to say ouch. Okay?
You've been
because that
metaphorically kicked in the nuts,
if I call your mama B, you ain't supposed to get mad because that would mean you have a victim complex. If I run you over with my daggone car, you can't say ouch or you can't call an ambulance because that would...
Calm down, Deroy. You seem a little upset. You're getting really emotional, Deroy. You should really calm down, okay? It's not that serious.
I mean, you got a victim complex. I don't know what to say for you, man. I really don't know what to say for you. I'm closing. Where's my notes?
Is he closing?
Way down here.
Got like fucking 20,
Oh,
30
no,
more minutes.
right here. They're right here. Don't open. Don't. That's right there. There it is. Well, I mean, do that. Just
Find your notes, Deroy. Find your notes.
Backspace. There you go. That's my boy. There you go. Anyway, real quickly, if the camera cuts off, it cuts off. I'm not doing another video. I've had enough. I had enough. I've had enough.
It seems
I'm
like
not doing another video. I'm done. When this video cuts off, if it cuts off before I'm done, I had enough. I'm not doing any more videos. So
it's really weird. He had this like he was upset earlier that I was interacting with a video of him. And so he just got himself worked up from listening to like less than 7 minutes of me speak. And he went this fucking insane. There's a little bit of irony there, just a little bit, but you know.
Videos about going back and forth anyway. I'm done going back and forth with this
Fathead.
trick, whatever this is.
Trick.
You know, little internet hoe. Okay.
Internet hoe.
I'm done going back and forth with him.
That's somewhat
okay?
true. That's kind of true.
You know, he can watch my videos and talk about my videos and use my videos to either de-educate himself or re-educate himself or accuse Christians of all kinds of things or whatever he wants to do.
Him and G-Man have this in common. Any commentary that I give them, it's about like all Christians. And even when I specify that I'm talking about them, it becomes like this massive conspiracy towards like Christians as a whole. Because obviously Christians are a monolith. They're not different at all. But that's sarcasm, Deroy. That's sarcasm. It's so weird to me, like that he doesn't get that, even though he understands that I'm specifically addressing him, but then like the target of my ire just switched to everyone. It's almost like Deroy just kind of makes shit up as he goes along. I don't know.
I don't give a frick. I really don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
That's bullshit. Yeah,
but you went too far. You didn't got too crazy. You were getting too emotionally involved in YouTube.
Oh.
You're going way out there, man. Like, now you're going to get on YouTube and tell people that your kids don't love them. What kind of nonsense, man? Like, I mean, where's your head? Like, I mean, what is it that, what, did you wake up one day and have sex with YouTube and it was the best sex you ever had? And
yes.
So, you know, you just want to, like, you know, you're in love with this sugar mama and you're doing anything to protect her. So you're attacking every man that comes anywhere near her. I mean, what is your obsession here? I don't get it. I really don't. It's really, really sickening, man. It's really sickening.
I
really feel sorry for you.
I love his illustrations of people's actions.
I tell you no lie. I really.
I wanted to make this a two-part, but for his depiction of like people's interactions and like mentalities and shit like that is fucking hilarious, and I'm enjoying this thoroughly. So I'm just gonna finish this fucking video.
Really
feel
sorry for you.
Really.
I really do. I really
really.
Honestly, so, cross my heart, man. I really feel bad for you, man. Because I mean, that's a bad sickness you got there. You know what I'm saying? To just be like, you know what I'm saying? Using YouTube and trying to like, you know what I'm saying? Get personal with people.
You don't think you get personal?
Get personal with people via YouTube or via Facebook. You're just trying to get personal with people. A victim complex, I thought, was to assume someone is out to get you without evidence of such.
Did you not explain that earlier when you were talking about like how I was like needing to get a lawyer and to like do all this other kind of stuff to impact you? You literally described, I think it was right the 21 minute mark, you described me doing that. So if that's the standard that you want, you've expressed that that's one of my goals, and then you ironically enough asked me like what my goal was. So this tells me that you don't actually like pay attention to what you say, and everybody who's watching heard you describe that like this weird way for me to get at you. So in your own words, you think that I am somehow malicious enough to impact you, which gives you the victim mentality. by your own weird definition. So, all right. So we've established that Deroy Cruz has specifically a Christian victim complex.
But I've applied that evidence, okay? Stating what has been done to you and how that makes you feel is not a victim complex. Does Christian...
You can feel however you want to. No, I'm not going to take away from... I'm going to tell you how to feel, Deroy. I will say that the conclusions you draw are wrong. Excuse me, Ron. Absolutely. The conclusion that you have drawn are just asinine. So that's paranoia, not a victim complex. Fair enough, Dinah. That's fair enough. So yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Persecution really exists? Yes.
Yes,
it happens every day. It's happening right now. I'm doing this video because of Christian persecution. If it wasn't for Christian persecution, I wouldn't even know Dragnut Silvez. I've never met him.
Him getting criticism, Deroy getting criticism on the internet is him being persecuted.
Christian persecution. Because the minute I try to defend G-Man, he's like, I found me a new target.
Oh, now you're going to acknowledge the truth. That's how.
Think if G-Man doesn't want to be your friend, he wants to move on with his life. Okay, now if G-Man is like coming after you when you ain't coming after him, which I think you got an obsession, you wouldn't know the difference. But if G-Man's not coming after you, why don't you just leave the guy alone? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you just like do what you do and let him do what he do? Why don't you just be Drag and let him be G-Man? But you can't do that. Why? Because you're...
So this tells me that he hasn't actually been paying attention to anything. I have been actually ignoring G-Man. And since I've been focusing, well, on you, Deroy, and Shani and other people, he's been trying to like pine for my attention and making videos towards me. So this, and just to show you, Deroy, because I know that you're not going to look because you're fucking lazy. Let's take a look at my channel, because I've offered some troll videos towards G-Man, but not actually been about him. So, here we go. Let's go to GTV. You probably don't even know about this one.
Okay, ladies.
Okay. So, let's look first. Here we go. Where's Streamlabs? Okay. Let's change to that. All right. So, let's look here, Deroy. So, I tend to make the screenshot or the thumbnail whoever I'm talking about. So, here's where did I mention G-Man? Okay. Drag reviews, super serious G-Man debate stuff. And you can clearly see it's a video game. Right? That's me trolling G-Man. This is a video game. This is all that I'm doing. I'm up here. I'm playing a fucking game. Right? That wasn't actually about him. So let's go. This is Barrels of Anger. This is G-Man reference. So this is me in a car talking about random shit. I think I was actually talking about you. Let me see the chat. Yeah, I was talking about Final Fantasy. Yes, this is Final Fantasy stuff. The game. So this is about a week ago. G-Man's Final Fantasy. Again, another game I'm playing. This is when I first started playing it. Yep, this is at the beginning. So it's another game. All right. This is me talking about Rev and Shani. Irate Alex. Rev and Shani. So this is you. So for the last 3 weeks, I've not been really talking about G-Man. Because let's look to see where his drag reviews, drag is making you people stupid. Oh, actually, no, a week ago. Here we go. Okay, so this is where, so I've not talked about G-Man in a week. There we go. Went too far. So since then, G-Man, let's see, How to Kill Drama Channels, which this is a loose reference to Irate Alex and somewhat me. Stop making excuses for drag. Origin of Life, he mentions me in this. Oh, look, there's mentioned me. Investigation research. Oh, me. It's really interesting, Deroy. It's really interesting. So even when I don't talk about him, he still talks about me. So perhaps Deroy needs to shut the fuck up about stuff that he knows little about. Just saying.
Or your followers are just as stupid and gay as you are. And when I say gay, I'm not saying you are gay sexually. I'm talking about you got a hard-on for other people, okay? Where you have this obsession with other people. You just keep trying to climb into bed with them and peek inside their windows and junk. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you just do you and let other people be them? You can't do that. Because...
So, I'm gay. All of y'all are gay. but not like the homosexual gay, just like the kind of molester, peeping Tom gay, because that's, I guess he means obsessive. I don't really know, because that's still, anyway, strange. Here we are, back to this scenario that Deroy loves to depict, and that is, well, why can't you do you and everybody do them? Deroy, you make videos about other people. Just saying. I don't think I could not talk. Wait, when you can say you haven't talked about G-Man in over a year, then you have a valid point. I don't know why a year has to pass by before that's like, why is a year like the goal? I don't understand why that makes no sense. Anyway, it's Dinah and his interesting standards for things. This scenario, Deroy, here we go. Like, there's another standard that you've established that you yourself don't fulfill. You talk about Matt Dillahunty, you talk about On Raw, you talk about other atheist YouTubers, you talk about, hell, anybody you want to, but other people can't address you. That's really strange. But, and I'll go back to the beginning, you were the one that started making videos about me. I didn't make videos about you until you did. So perhaps you could follow your own advice before trying to give it to somebody else. Just saying.
You know that we live better than you. Your hope is that our speech is incorrect, so you can find some cracks and holes there that you can pick at. But other than that, you know we live better than you. You know we got it going on.
G-Man lives in a basement, and then he moves into an attic, and then he moved into a house that had the utilities shut off, and then he lived in the cold, and then now he's like back in an attic. I don't think he's living better than a lot of people. Just saying. I don't think you live better than me. If we're talking about like our domicile, I don't think that's true. But if we're talking about just, I guess, abstractly, like just the aspects of our life that enrich us, I don't think that that's true either. But maybe you will help with that. Maybe you'll help explain what you mean by that, because I could take that a few different ways.
Oh, man. You just can't, you know what I mean? Then you get on, you make a video attacking us. And then when we respond to that video, then you want to play the victim.
I'm not a victim.
And you are definitely playing the victim. Complex thing. Because you're sitting there saying, oh, well, Cruz was talking about me. The video wasn't about you, but you made it about you. Well, you know, Cruz was talking about me. Who's he talking about? He's talking about me. I didn't mention your name. Maybe I'm talking about people like you. I was talking about people like you before you ever existed anywhere in my mirror, okay? In my rearview mirror, okay?
What?
I was already talking about people like you. It's nothing personal against you. It's I talk about atheism. I talk about millennials. I talk about people that
So I got a question, Deroy. Am I allowed to talk about people like you? If you're making reference to people like me, am I allowed to comment on that? Because I'm confused. Is your criticism that, well, Dragnot thinks I'm always talking about him, but you admit that you talk about people that fit my depiction in a few areas? So am I not allowed to address the things that you say unless you specifically mention me by name? Because I'm kind of confused here. Help me out with that.
That are liberal and don't think that there is no such thing as sin or any such thing as sin. I talk about all that on my channel. Okay, it's nothing against Dragnot Silvaz personally. Dragnot Silvaz is just one of many atheists, one of many liberals, okay? Just like I am one of many people that are called under the term Christian. I don't take it personal when somebody attacks Christians, but when they target certain Christians, then I'm wondering, like, why you pick me? Why me? Maybe it's because I'm special. I'll take that. I mean, I gotta admit, nobody in my church, people in my church have told me, Deroy, you deep, man. You are deep.
Okay. People in your church have found your videos deep. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to try and store that one away. That's...
You were deep, man. You really went there. They tell me, they say, man, you really went there. You know, you really went there. People tell me that when I do live videos on Facebook, man, you went there. But thank you for saying it. You went there. You said it. I didn't have the guts to say it, but you said it, Cruz. Okay.
Most of his audience is white, by the way. I'm just going to throw that out
it's my
there.
gift. You know what I'm saying? It's my gift, and it's a real gift. You can tell it's a real gift because when Dragnet Silvaz hears me say these things, he... Okay, hold up. Okay, hold the F up. Hold up. Hold the sauce. Hold up. Victim complex. Victim complex. Now see. Hey, but I never said your kids don't love you.
Yeah, you said that I'll take care of my wife. You've alluded to in more than one way that I'm not taking care of my wife. You've actually said it recently. So it's okay for Deroy to say stuff like that, but I shouldn't say that your family doesn't love you. Okay. All right, Deroy. That's the thing that we're going with now.
Speaking of kids, I'm glad you have at least enough hair on your body to keep your son or daughter, whichever one it is that you have, okay, out of the room when you're doing your nasty little videos, talking about golden showers and bullcrap, okay?
When did I mention golden showers to him? When? I'm trying to... I know I've mentioned golden showers when I was talking about Rev News getting pissed on by Shani. When did I mention that to him? Maybe I forgot. Because my first thought is that he watched that video.
No, I'm glad you keep your son out of the room. It seems like your wife got bigger brains than you because she don't want to hear that garbage either. I noticed that she can only deal with your videos for like 5 minutes, and then she got to go do something else. She don't really want to watch you perform. You know what I'm saying? She don't really want to watch you jack off to a screen with somebody else on the other end of it that you can't touch.
Okay, so there's a few things. Deroy is right to a degree. I don't... I think he's watching... Yeah, he doesn't watch my videos. Yeah, no, I think he watched one of my Shani and Rev videos recently, which he's probably disgusted too. Yeah, he saw the Shani video. So, just to kind of clear things up, Deroy, 90% of the time that I do videos about you, my son's at school, so he's not going to be walking around here. My wife's at work. That's the whole point of me doing them in the morning, so I don't take away time from my family. You would think that okay, anyway. The other aspect is that my wife does actually watch a lot of my videos. She watches a lot of my content. And in fact, it's funny, Deroy, that you didn't catch in this video that I turn around this way and I'm clearly talking to someone. Now, Deroy, who do you think I'm talking to? If I turn around and I look directly behind me, which you can see a bedpost right there. You can see that's a bed. Who do you think I'm talking to, Deroy? Out of just pure curiosity. I know that you don't know my wife's screen name, but she's in my chat, usually. She's watching. But it's interesting how much of my content you think that she can't stand, because I can tell you you're absolutely wrong. But here's the thing. I can't really hold that against you. Here's the difference between you and I, Deroy. Here's the difference. I understand that you have that impression based on what little information you have available to you. I get it. I get it. I can't really hold that against you. It's wrong, but that's the difference. And I will give you credit for, what you've tried to ascertain from what little information you have. But I'll offer a correction. No, my wife doesn't genuinely enjoy my videos, because if you remember, Deroy, she was doing the intro to a few of them on her ukulele, and you commented on her doing ukulele very well. You probably forgot about that, but
you sitting there. Oh, honey, I'll be upstairs in a minute. Deroy Cruz, Deroy. know me, honey. I can get another one real easy. I'll be... Viewer discretion advised, okay? Oh, my God. Hey, honey, keep it wet for me. I'm coming back up. I'm coming back. I gotta watch Deroy, and then, you know, I'm going to throw G-Man in the mix, too. I got G-Man. I'm going to watch some G-Man at 6 o'clock, and then later on, maybe about 8 o'clock, I'm going to watch some Deroy, and then I'll be up. I mean, that's your obsession. That's how sickening.
This segment is brought to you by baddragon.com, Bad Dragon Cum Lube, water-based lubricant. That was funny. Come on, y'all gotta admit that was funny. That was he wanted some levity in the video, and that was funny. Come on, that was pretty good. It was weird, a little cringe, yeah. That was funny though. I'll give him that.
This is, I mean, all jokes aside, that's how sick you are, man. Like, who does that? Who does that?
The same guy who simulates jacking off to another dude on camera.
And the only reason why I'm even on YouTube like I am, when I am, I haven't even been on YouTube like I used to be, is because I don't have a wife. Okay? Multitask my fat behind. Okay? Nobody needs to multitask on YouTube. Unless you working, unless you getting paid to do a job. Ain't nobody paying you to go around and smear Christians. I mean, I don't think the atheist community is that either. Maybe they are. I don't know. They probably are. But ain't nobody...
It's weird. Deroy says that I don't get paid to do this, but G-Man says that I do get paid to do this. I just realized that. So even though both of them don't watch my videos, obviously, one has the opposite opinion of the other. Did y'all catch that? That's something I just thought about that. I was like, huh. So he actually does disagree with G-Man on that. Or maybe he didn't actually catch G-Man say it, so he couldn't come to the same conclusion as his brother in Christ. I don't know. That's interesting.
I ain't paying you to go around and smear Deroy Cruz. You ain't getting paid for this. You do this for free. You know why? Because you got nothing better to do.
No, that's not true.
Your wife taking off her clothes don't make you want to put Deroy on the back burner. You rather watch Deroy, okay, speak any Ebonics than to have sex with your wife.
No, you just country. There's Ebonics and
okay?
There's some overlap.
You rather watch Deroy, okay.
I use Ebonics.
Take all day to get a sentence out of his mouth than to play football with your son. Or to take your son, out to eat or whatever.
It's not time
to
eat.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Deroy Cruz is the way you get off every day. You come home, okay, and you open your zipper and you look at Deroy Cruz on YouTube and you just go whack crazy. I don't understand that. You even take your shirt off. Get naked. You take your shirt off.
I do that in every video.
Okay, you want to? It's wintertime. You're still taking your shirt off.
It's hot.
You even take your shirt off and get all physical and homoerotic with it.
Now, Deroy, if you get off on me taking my shirt off, then you are a portion of my viewer base who is getting off on it. The difference is between you and my other homosexual or bi or trans people who enjoy this is that you are one of the few who actually openly say it. Because I know of only a handful of my viewer base who use my videos as FAP material, as we call it. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I do videos now with my shirt off, is because people say that they like, so that's fine. I will give you FAP material. But yeah, dear, I can't be somebody's reason to masturbate. Why not? Why not, Deroy? Here you go. You want? Is this what you want? Is this what you want? Is this what you want? No, man, come on. It's hot, man. I'm fat. Look. You see? Can you hear this? It's a fan. I got this fan on me down here because it's hot. It's Texas. I don't care if it's wintertime. It's hot. Texas don't care.
Victim complex my behind. You know what I think? I think that you were a victim long before you ever started doing YouTube, and you think it's a cowardly thing for people
to admit that they have problems in their lives, to admit that they made some mistakes, to admit that they needed to ask God for forgiveness or whatever, because to you,
What?
being a beta male that you are,
Am I?
you can't do that. Okay? You cannot humble yourself. You cannot say, I'm sorry. You cannot say, I was wrong.
I actually did in the previous video, and I actually admitted that I was wrong in this video too, so I mean, that's not true.
You can't do that. Okay? You can't do that, because as long as your wife comes home to you every day, you won't do that. As long as your kids don't run away from home, you won't do that. As long as people keep saying, oh, Drag, I love you. Oh, Drag, I like you. Oh, Drag, do it. Hit Deroy Cruz with another one. You'll think that you're way up here in the clouds somewhere. But the truth of the matter is, you're being an idiot, and you're being a troll, and you're being a middle school age brat, and your followers are...
All right, so let's check this out real quick. So it's interesting that I can't do apologies when you just search the word apology on my channel, you'll find. Well, that first one is a video review that I did years ago that him and G-Man seem to pick. I don't know why they picked that video, but this apology to Twan is actually very recent. So what you're saying is it's just false, Deroy. Like, I am not above that. And that doesn't include the videos that I have made apologies, like in the middle of the video. Like, I've made videos specifically for apologies. So, I mean, there's that.
Are so mentally ill they can't see it. Y'all in a stupor. Y'all in a...
You all are stupid, and you're in a stupor, and you're mentally ill. All of you. Deroy has assessed all of you, and he has found you lacking. Every last one of y'all, including the motherfuckers who don't say shit in the chat, don't comment, participate, you just watch and touch yourself, or whatever it is that y'all do. He knows you. He knows you.
A trance, like zombies. Y'all don't understand when you're going too far with shit. You don't understand when you're going too far.
Some of y'all said something.
You don't
that hurt his
understand
fucking
when enough
feelings.
is enough. Okay, we had a good time. It was a fun ride. Where do we end the video? Where do we say, hey, I got my point across. Hopefully they'll find out and understand what we're talking about. Time to talk about other things.
Okay, this, I think, and this is me psychoanalyzing again because I have to preface all of it. Deroy thinks that there's like an end goal. He is like, there's a set end goal that I have, that everybody else has, and everyone's following a line. So I would not address people who are actively disagreeing with me in the chat about stuff if there was like this cult mentality. And so there are people in my chat who really do admire me more than I feel comfortable with. I will fully acknowledge that. But then there are, and I hope there are more people now in the chat who watch me that understand that I enjoy being challenged. And yes, I'm going to give you some pushback, just like you've seen today, but I am not beyond reproach at all. And there are people in my chat that say, Drag, you know what? I think you're wrong about that. I think you're going too far. But Deroy, you've not watched, I guess, live, or you don't have the live chat on, that you don't actively see that. Because there's no way that you see the comments in my chat and everybody, yeah, Drag, yeah. No. The majority of the chat's people fucking gambling, who have gambling problems. We're not going to point out people. We're not going to call you out. You know who you are. But Deroy, I think you have the wrong impression. Maybe the 30, maybe 40 people who actually type stuff, you sort of kind of can get a gist of who they are, possibly. But then there's another 50 or 60 people who are watching at any given time that you have no idea about. I have no idea who the fuck... that's not true. I actually do know who they are. Yeah, I know who some of y'all are. But they don't interact. They just watch. They just listen. So how do you fucking know? How do you assess an entire group of folks that you don't even have access to, Deroy? I mean, you can sit there and insult them because they like to watch it. How do you know that they're not hate watching me? There's tons of people who are hate watching me. And they repeat shit that I say in their own streams. Like white people have coke, or white people do coke. There's tons of people who hate watch me. And that's fine. They can try and be as talented as me one day, maybe. But it is what it is. It is what you actually like Baja Blast. Okay, Jonathan gets banned. Kick him, please.
Where do we do that at? You can't do that. Why? Because you're a victim of some things that have happened in your life. You're a victim.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I was a victim of sexual assault at one point in time in my life. You're absolutely right, Deroy. I was a victim. So that's something now you know about me. That's something a lot of people now know about me. You didn't know that, did you? How does that actually play a role in any of this and what we're talking about, though? It's not. It's tangential. If you want to apply actual like victimhood to somebody, let's have some evidence. Let's have something demonstrable. You have already acknowledged that criticism that people have towards Christians counts as persecution. You are being victimized and persecuted via criticism. This is what you said. So me acknowledging what you've already demonstrated to me is what exactly? Where do we go? You're validating what I had already said. But you just claiming that, well, drag been a victim. Yes, I have. And I mentioned, was it Xavier? No, it wasn't. I should laugh about it. That's not funny. But like it's years, like happened years ago. But this is what I find funny. You're simply trying to like play this game that G-Man likes to play, this tit for tat. And it doesn't work. That's why you don't have shit. You just mentioned, well, drag was a victim of something. Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure you were a victim of some harsh bullying growing up. I don't doubt that at all. Being a guy that's like 5'0" nothing, I don't know how tall you are. But I'm pretty sure you were. I was a victim of bullying too. I wasn't always this size. I got the fuck over it though. I'm purposely offering bits and pieces of my life that I don't normally share because I know who's watching. Because I know this particular person loves to feel as though they know people a lot better than they really do, and they'll bring it up in conversations later on. But if I know this, and I know they're going to try this, they might not want to do this in the future. Those of you who've been watching me for a while know that I'll seed conversations with stuff for later. This will become relevant later on. But anyway.
Some things that you don't want to talk about. I'm sure there's things about you your wife don't even know. I'm sure there's things about you you can't tell your kids.
Well, obviously.
Okay?
I learned something really weird about not Mrs. Drag, Mama Drag. The guy that I thought was my biological father, he was an older guy, and I didn't realize that like the age disparity, and it didn't occur to me that this guy was in his I was probably 4 or 5 years old. This is a guy that I got his name, and if you know my real name, but my mother was in her late 30s when she had me. This guy was in his late 60s, and again, you're young, you don't realize it. And I got to talking to my mother very recently about this, and because we were taking a lift from from Waffle House or something. And I'd asked her, in not so many words, my mother had a sugar daddy that she somehow convinced to raise me as she went off and did whatever the fuck she was going to do. Well, one of the things she went off and did was my biological father. But I realized that. And that's something that my mother obviously didn't tell me growing up because I wasn't. How do you take that? How do you handle that as a kid? You know what? And I don't judge my mother. I just think it's funny because I could have probably figured that out now, but just having her explain it to me very bluntly and as an adult, I go, oh, okay, man, that's man, okay. You know, she could pimp with the best of them. All right, okay, all right. You know, but obviously there's stuff that I'm not going to tell my son. There's stuff that folks are into. There's stuff that folks are into that they're not going to tell their kids because the kids can't conceive of what it's like to have their particular sexuality or their sexual practices and, you know, being Canadian and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's all very difficult to understand as a child.
Sure, there's things that your mama know about you that she would never tell your wife.
Okay?
Okay, that's bullshit. That is actually bullshit. My mother, you don't know Mama Drag very well. My mother does know. My mother will tell my wife whatever the fuck she wants to about me. Because my mother usually takes up for my wife over me. So, no, that's actually false. That is false. No. And Xavier can tell you. Xavier, he's in the chat, will tell you that my mother has told him more shit about me than most parents probably would. And that's like Mama Drag does not hold back. Mama Drag does not hold back at all. He's mad.
I think that's what it is. You're the victim. But you see me being honest, and that shames you. So now you want to take shots at me and people like other people like me who let it all out. Because why? We got nothing to lose. We've already been forgiven for our sins. And we know that we
Are you actually going to mention something specific?
We are sure that we have been forgiven for our sins. We don't have a problem.
Like he has to construct this whole conspiracy instead of like actually identifying something that I point at, like an example of, okay, well, I said this, then Drag said that I was, I'm being a victim. Like, you notice he's not mentioning anything. He's using the label that I've given him and then constructed this whole narrative about it. Like, come on, man.
Problem of admitting what we did in the past. We don't have a problem of admitting even what we have failed to do today. We don't have a problem apologizing and saying that we were wrong. When I first apologized on YouTube, what did you do? You blasted me for it. You mocked me and made fun of me for apologizing to you.
Did I?
How sick is that? Bro.
I seem to remember you offering a half-hearted apology. It's kind of like a compliment. You compliment someone and insult them in the same breath. That's what I remember. But Deroy, just for shits and motherfucking giggles, my man, I will go back to the beginning of where's my goddamn playlist? Where is it at? Let me just to make sure that I'm not fucking you over, because I could be wrong. I've been known to be wrong. Let me see. Okay, so if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, let me change the screen real quick. Here we go. All right. Y'all probably can't see some of these, but Cruising for Deroy. This playlist here has a chronological list of videos. The fuck is it? Okay, I'm gonna click on the playlist. Yeah, view full playlist. Okay. This should have the chronological list, and it's not updated at all. I need to add these new videos, but this was me responding to him. And I'm not sure which video where I actually address his apology. And I want to say it's this one. And why are these? Oh, shit, okay. Oh, these are out of order. Yeah, this one I think should be at the top. I don't know. I have to look. I want to say it's probably one of these videos in here. I'll have to go back. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm probably not going to sit through all of them. But I think in one of those, he actually offers an apology. I believe. It's been a while. I couldn't tell you. But my recollection was that, yeah, he offered a non-apology. Like, there was something that he corrected, but then, like, threw some shit on it afterwards. And I was like, fuck you, dude. So, Deroy, if you want to try and make an actual apology, then, okay. Cool, my man. Awesome. But don't let it be a shit sandwich.
Oh, I shouldn't do that. Because that's a victim complex.
Yeah, you didn't know what a victim complex is.
I shouldn't be honest about my past. I shouldn't be honest about, who I'm fighting with and why we got in a fight. Oh, by the way, the drummer boy, I did stand up to him.
Good.
Okay?
Cool.
He met me out on the street in front of the church. I put him up against a car, and then I got blamed for starting the whole thing. The way the story ends, Jackhead, okay, is that my pastor sat us down, and this guy tried to smear me. Sounds like Dragnock Silvaz. He tried to smear me and say things that weren't there. Tim was older than the two of us, so my pastor asked Tim. He pulled Tim in on it, and Tim told the truth, and this guy got mad at my pastor and quit the church. And then I had to take his place playing drums for church, and the group split up because we had no drummer. So, okay.
So here's the, and I've said this before, Deroy. These stories, there was a fight. Somebody came in and they offered their opinion, and the guy got mad. There's no context to anything in there. I have no idea. Here is how you tell a story, Deroy. There are characters in a story. Those characters have motivations. Those characters have dialogue. You can offer a summation of those things when you're explaining something to people. You seem not to understand how to do that. I have no idea what you said to this fucking dude, what he said. How did you get to the point that y'all were coming to blows? That's kind of important. That's just a little important. You focus on literally everything else in the goddamn story. About the guy was 2 years older. He had on Timberlands. This guy, he had a fade. I think it was a left part on the side. You know, he smelled like fish. Like, you focus on literally everything else in the story, other than what people would kind of want to figure out at some point. There's no, and you digging in your nose, ew. Like, what about that story can we gather? If you actually sit, I want you to go. What is this timestamp? An hour and 5 minutes, about 30 seconds. Actually, go an hour and 5 minutes. And you sit down and you write down what you just explained to me and everyone else. And I want you to do some basic reading comprehension. Who are the characters? What happened? What was the motivation? What happened? And tell me, is that a story that you understand? Does that make sense? Yeah, why did the guy want to fight? What was said? What was the resolution? What was that? He ended up leaving the group. Why? He didn't like what the other guy didn't take up for him in his version of events. What was his version of events? What was his depiction of whatever? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to gather from any of this. This is from Deroy's victim fucking perspective. I absolutely agree. But could you try at some point to be impartial? And to include something, because you're so mad and upset and fucking infuriated that we get the wrong impression of your life. But this is what you give everyone, Deroy. This is what you have. And you acknowledge that you suck at fucking communicating with people. Crazy, weird, strange idea. How about you fucking fix it? How about you communicate like, I don't know, an adult? How about you stop whatever it is that you're doing? I don't know how else to say that. I'm trying to find nice ways to communicate things to you, and I suck at it. That's my failure. That's my fault.
Okay. Out with the bad, in with the new. That's how the story ends. Out with the bad, in with the new. So
yeah, we're all edified from that story.
It doesn't matter because it ain't your business anyway. Okay.
So if nothing's then don't tell a story. Like, there's no point in you telling me the skeleton of what seems to be some story where you got your ass beat in church, and then tell somebody that it's not there. Why even bring it up? That makes no sense.
It ain't your business. I just, if I want to talk about getting punched in the face by the drummer, that's my prerogative.
Okay, cool. Then it's my prerogative to conclude that you probably deserved it. There we go.
Gay about that, I don't understand.
Why does it have to be gay?
I don't understand that. Okay? You know what I'm saying? If ain't nobody ever punched you.
I've been punched.
Okay? I'm pretty sure you've punched people, okay, for some stupid reasons that really, really, really were totally unexcusable. Okay?
No.
So, you know what I mean? Look, I'm tired, man. I'm tired of going back and forth with you already. You're
arguing with a video.
It's been
I'm not there.
a fun ride. As far as my shitty job, like I said before, my job is a great example of why everybody needs Jesus, because everybody's there. The religions are there, all the different, money groups are there, okay, whites, blacks, all the races, we got 2 different police departments there, where one's police, one's security. I would say one's wannabe cops and the other one's security, okay? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot there, there's a lot on my plate that you ain't got to deal with, but you want to call me a victim because I have to deal with it. I actually like my job.
Oh.
But I like my job enough to hold on to it till I get something better. I'm looking for a new
sounds like
career
an obligation.
again,
That doesn't sound like you
that's what
enjoy
I do.
it.
You know what I mean? After dealing with your nonsense for a while, no hard feelings, but I got to go. So that's why I talk about my job so much. Like, I need to tell you that ain't none of your business. None of my content is none of your business, really. But
if you upload your business to the internet, then it becomes other people's business, Deroy. Again, it's social media. You post it for other people to consume. The fact that you put it on here, Deroy, means that it becomes other people's business. If you don't want people to talk about it, then don't fucking put it on the internet, idiot.
to look at it, learn something, instead of trying to act like I got to express myself a certain way or you got to criticize. Well, from now on, you can criticize again, okay, to an audience, and I'm just going to pretend that I have no clue that you're being the jackass that you normally are used to being. Because you think that as long as you keep being a jackass, you're going to have me in some kind of test tube, or you're going to have me in your clinches some kind of way, okay? And you're going to make me a victim, okay? Even if you make me a victim, I still don't have a victim complex.
Okay, Deroy.
Keep trying. Nice try, buddy. Nice try. Try harder. You know what, Treg? You went to Facebook and got deleted, okay? Okay? And I know what you're going to do next. You're going to take one of your friends that's on Facebook, because you got thousands of them, and you're going to come at me through one of your friends and use them and change your name. That's your next move. Change your name so you can come back and come at me again, because you were so obsessed with me that this is...
He's not a victim. He's not a victim. He is not paranoid about any of this, folks, at all.
What you need to do. I guarantee you.
That's not how blocks on social media works.
And you know what?
Okay.
That's why for the last week or so, since I deleted you, no friend suggestions. If I don't know them, friends requests. If I don't know them, I don't give them a friends request. Because I can see you, pulling another stunt. Because why? You are determined to get at me. It's kind of like any other Satanists out there. What do they do? What do Satanists do? They target certain people and try to put a hex on them. And they do all kinds of things to them until the hex is completed. Freedom!
He's done with you and yet did another 2 videos against you, and OMG, they are pure gold.
Yeah, I have not finished I finished watching the other one. I know the one you're talking about, Angry Roach. The one he uploaded 2 days ago. The one he uploaded yesterday, I've not finished watching that one, but that one's really fucking good. Yeah, this is the final goodbye again. So that one will be the final goodbye again. The fucking redux. Like, I don't... Yeah. He's in his feelings.
The hex is not completed until they ruin the person's life.
And he doesn't actually understand anything about, like, real Satanists. This is his Hollywood understanding of what Satanists do, by the way.
Nice try. But it's not going to happen online, like I said. You're going to have to actually get out of your comfort zone and drive all the way here to Pittsburgh and actually touch me. Okay?
Why would I do that,
Hopefully
Deroy?
my gun won't be loaded.
He's not paranoid at all.
God bless you. I'm Deroy Cruz, your Life Applications Officer. Sorry for yelling. Sorry for the graphics. But this was
Sorry for the graphics. They're terrible. I need Photoshop.
Another goodbye video to Jackass Silvaz, drag Jackass Silvaz. Okay? Another goodbye video. Now I can go back to doing what I do, whether that pisses you off or not. Of course it's going to piss you off, because I am your Life Applications Officer. I'm not here to be nice. I'm not here to make friends. That's what Facebook is for. I got plenty of friends. I'm not here to make friends. This ain't Facebook. I'm here to tell the world that whether you accept Jesus Christ as your personal Savior or not, does no harm to us. It just it keeps you in that pickle to where you, like Dragnot Silvaz, are a sinner laden down with all your sins, and you want to blame everybody else that don't agree with you for your sins. Instead of repenting of your sins and admitting that you have your sins, repenting of your sins, and letting Jesus come into your life and heal you. Okay, that's what it's all about. That's what my channel is all about. Okay, my other channels, I'm a lot nicer. I'm a lot nicer about everybody that I talk about because I use the Bible to talk about it, and I ask the questions. I don't really rant on about, the difference. And it's the difference that bothers you. It's the difference. It's being honest about the difference that gets on your last nerve. Okay, that pisses you off and gets you all emotional because I always show you the contrast. That's what I'm all about, the contrast. What is the difference between us and you that you need to repent of your sins? It's a very obvious difference, okay? You are bound by what you refuse to abstain from. We find blessing in abstinence from things because it is the law of nature to abstain from things that war against the body, soul, and spirit. That is our understanding. Nature. That is what we believe. God bless you, Deroy Cruz, your life applications officer. I'm done, and I'm out. And remember, no matter what you do, you can't touch this.
Can't touch this. Okay, so I think we'll end on a little bit of Trogdor. Trogdor Cruz, equal opportunity peasant and cottage burninator. Actually, I'll play y'all out after this.
Trogdor Cruz here, your equal opportunity peasant and cottage burninator. And I've got some things to say. I'm driving around here in my friend of mine's car. I don't have my own car, but he needed some help, so I'm helping him out because that's what a good Christian would do. Now I was watching some videos on G-Man's YouTube page channel. It turns out this Dragnot individual, he really pronounced his name Dragnut. Now think about that. Why would you name your channel something like that? Something dirty. Dragnut. Who does he think he is? Thinks his balls are so big they drag on the ground when he walks around? No, I did not get an erection when thinking about that. Just like to point that out. Oh, and why is he talking about penny candies? When I grew up as a kid when I knew everything around the 70s and 80s, there ain't nothing about no penny candies. Shoot, they cost a good quarter. I had to work mow like 5 of my neighbors' lawns and get a good handful of candies. So that just shows you how ignorant some of these atheists can be. That just shows you. And so and this G-Man, I mean, I don't know if he's too bright. I mean, I sure wouldn't say some of the things he says. But everyone has, I guess, different gifts from the Lord. I'm not sure what his is. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm watching some more of his videos maybe later. Maybe. But I don't. But, God can work with anything, with anybody. At least he's not a thug. he's following the Lord and what the Lord tells him to do. But, and what, the other thing I didn't understand about that fella was the name of his channel is kind of odd to me too. Maybe I don't understand what he called it. What was it? Preaching to the Choir Ministries. Now, in my church, if you're preaching to the choir, it's not a good thing. So I don't know why he would call his channel something like that. I could maybe need to have some more conversation. Now, I got a phone call there from a friend. He needs me to bring his car back, drop it off. So I'm gonna have to end my video here. But anyway, I just wanted to get that out there. And nobody better review this video. There ain't nothing to review here. It's ridiculous, these atheists. Trogdor Cruise, your equal opportunity peasant and cottage burner, signing off.
You suck. You suck. You really suck. Anyway, thank you, Trogdor Jr. I like promoting other people's stuff. Speaking of which, Neil, the 604 Atheist, is going to have me on today for deconversion stories. So if you've not heard my fairly odd deconversion from Christianity, you get to hear it. And when he gets a watch link, I will share it on the community tab thing, on the tweeters, on the Facebook channel, all that stupid shit. So that's later on tonight, I believe. But I'm going to check with a few folks on Discord to see if we're going to have a lunch, mukbang, shanny and rev porn tap out thing today, where you all get to see us try to eat and watch Shanny and Rev make love to each other and not throw up. So people voted yesterday and they said that they wanted to see that. So it's going to be fucking disgusting. Loken was asking me yesterday how much it would cost. It's going to cost you, Loken, specifically the amount that it's going to cost me for the food. So there you go. That's how much. So you get to pay for the food in order for it to happen. Which I think the shrimp that I order from Crab Kings is like $30 or some shit like that. So Twitch Loken, you can shoot that to my fucking PayPal, and I'll get with I think Xavier wanted to do it. I think Tatted wanted to do it. And Xavier, Tatted, and Jello Shots wanted to do it. So let me see if they're around and what time that they want to do that. But so you all get to see it in real time. This is, look, people voted. I said, look, I'm going to leave it to y'all because it's fucking disgusting. But I said, all right, if we're going to do it, I'm going to eat something with a fishy smell. So why not shrimp? And I like boiled shrimp, so that makes it worse because it's going to be wet. It's going to be fishy. So it's going to be difficult because I love shrimp. I absolutely love shrimp. And it's going to be disturbing. So let me see who's around and what time. But my stomach's hurting thinking about it. It's thinking about it. So anyway, I'm not doing like, I say mukbang. We're just going to be eating. I'm not going to be shoving 5,000 calories. No, just a regular plate of food for an average fucking person. Be sure to have a Baja Blast. Yeah, right. Okay. I don't have the car. But yeah, so we'll see about that. So there you go. You nasty. Sam, you can participate too. Just saying, buddy. Just fucking saying. Hold on. Look, I see Twitch Loken in the chat. Here you go, Loken. I'm gonna send you this. Actually, Loken, I think you're in Discord, aren't you? You're in Discord. So I'll send you this. What up, Buck Melanoma? You nasty motherfucker, man. You a nasty motherfucker. What's that? Buck Melanoma says, drunk when I said I'd be down for that challenge. No. You don't get to back out now, man. No, you don't get to back out now. That's not how that works. You don't get to back out now. I don't think I have the super chat stuff set up on here. Brian Harris says, haters want to hate, lovers want to love. Shani doesn't want none of the above. She wants to piss on Rev. Yeah, that's true. That is actually pretty true. I can't even deny that. Oh, here's a fucking link. There we go. This is for Twitch Loken since he said he wanted to fund the event. There you go, buddy. There you go. Sam, you can join too, my man. You know you want to. Yes, I'm still going. And I know who that's, Sarah. Yeah. Nerds don't have illegitimate children, just ones that aren't canon. You know what? That's true. I like that. So yes, Gulf shrimp. The BP oil gives it flavor and a certain texture that causes cancer. So I don't see what the problem is. I don't see the issue at all. So I'm not going to hate shrimp for the rest of my life. That's impossible. No, that's not. Now, Deroy, I'm gonna log off after I play your intro, and I'm gonna look at some titties online. So there you go. Where's that fucking intro? Nope, that's a Shani one. Nope, here we go. Fucking hell. I got the link, by the way, to get the ads off.
Welcome back to Free Sandwich, the game show.
Oh my
where
God.
the sandwiches are free, and it's also a game show. Okay, Julian, give her a spin.
Papa needs a new free sandwich.
I have a good feeling about this one.
Free sandwich. Free sandwich, come on. Free sandwich. Sandwich.
Oh, incredible! Another winner! What are you going to do with your sandwich?
I'm gonna eat it.
Sign up for Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Rewards and earn a free sandwich after your first order.
Deroy Cruz here, your life applications officer.
Number one, anyone that's been watching my channel knows that I'm not black conscious. Neither do I baby, spoil, or agree with black people.
I'm so hoarse. Just wanna thank you, Lord, that I can breathe today. Oh, I can breathe. Deroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
Deroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
That's another dumb thing that black people jump. That's another dumb thing that black people jump. Deroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
Deroy Cruz. Black. Next to every good black person is a fuck. Just wanna thank you, Lord, that I can breathe today. Yes, I can hear because of all you've done in me. Now that's just a piece of the song. Look here, you stepped into Dragnuts territory. I'm the mob, nigga. I'm the mob, nigga.
I love me some white people.
I'm superior than a lot of blacks because I follow the right culture. I'm the mob, nigga.
I love me some white people.
You know, I've seen these atheists act like a bunch of fags. I'm the mob, nigga.
I love me some white people.
A woman flashing her beauty. That's like walking in a room with dog treats. Like, why are you bringing those in here? Are you trying to tease me with treats, or what are you doing?
And even clean.
I think women are naive. I love Jesse Lee Peterson. I think he's got a great mind.
Oh, you done.
You need to watch your mouth. You need to watch your goddamn mouth. And I'm thinking, brothers, sisters, somebody know this lady. Come get your dog. Like, call off your dog, man. Get her out of here. You know. Deroy Cruz, your life application officer, signing off. Give me something, and I'll write a video about it. God bless.